Hello, everybody, and welcome to tonight's watch party for the ever amazing John Carpenter's The Thing, 1982 version, so not the 2011 version.
So for
I'm
everyone,
joined
the sync
today.
point is where it says a universal picture. Is that right?
That is
Yes.
correct. I'm joined today by our enigmatic CEO, Robin Block, also Jeremy from Epic Film Guys, and we have Lee and Laurie from Uncle Bob's Magic Cabinets. We've got an all-star situation going on with people from all around the world, actually. We have an international crew. But yes, while everyone is getting ready for the sync point, like Robin said, a universal picture, pretty much as the film begins, I will have a look and see who's joining us today. We have Plutonium Shaw over on YouTube, Sharon, Helifino, Ms. Swift, Ace Arcadia, Still Learning, Immortal Rimus. We've got everyone. Jesse Flores, Unicorn 8 Soundwave 7. That's an amazing name. And over on the
That's a great
Discord
cup.
chat. That is a great cup. I was commenting on that earlier. I thought it was from the house, but it's from the Lost Boys, right?
This one, yes. There,
Really
yep,
is.
everything's backwards.
Stephen McNulty as well. Hello. And over on Discord, we've got Mr. Furzel, ENIAC, Chaos Sphere, Lizard Man, Mad Matt. I'm going to be missing names
The
because
whole
there's so
gang's
many
here.
people.
The whole
Wow,
gang.
so many.
So Dom, if you don't mind, I'm going to take over for a second. So it's
Absolutely.
very rare that I do a watch party. The only time I ever do a watch party is if they've completely run out of interesting people. I'm at the bottom of that list. They'll will me on. As you may or may not know, most of you know that we've started early development on The Thing Expanded. If you're not following the social media, please follow us. We're at Thing Expanded on Facebook, Twitter X, and Instagram. And it's quite special today. So I think The Thing Expanded will end up being our 8th or 9th documentary by the time we begin working on it. And many of you will know that we have Aliens Expanded that is going to be coming out in a couple of months. That's looking amazing. That's in the final stages of post-production. Very, very excited about that. And The Thing Expanded, we want it to be the second in the expanded format, which is our new documentary format when we explore and deep dive into single properties, movies and games, etc. So today I wanted to do something a little bit different because we've got such a cool, well-informed, passionate community of film fans. I wanted to not just have an average watch party today, but I wanted to have a watch party with an agenda and a bit of a mission. So most of you, I'm assuming, will have seen The Thing many, many times. What I'd love to do during this film is if you're watching it like me with a bit of a critical eye, I'm looking to discover things about this movie. I want everyone to point out things in the comments that they find interesting, things we can focus on in the documentary, things we can use in social media if there's a particular line, if there's a particular framing, whatever it is that catches your eye in this movie. Let us know in the comments, because we're going to go back through the YouTube comments, and all the really good ideas that are going to come from that we'll end up putting out on our social media as we build up on the journey to making this happen. And this is a really, really special film. I went to see it again in London a few weeks ago, and it was a packed house on a Saturday night. There was many people in the cinema that had never seen it before, and it was really interesting witnessing a first-time watch, witnessing the power of this movie 40 plus years on after its release, and it still bangs. It's still one of those Mount Rushmore horror movies, and I'm really delighted that I get to be joined by such fantastic guests. I've been doing quite a few podcasts just talking about this project, and the vibe I'm getting is so similar to how I put In Search of Darkness together, where you just kind of speak things into existence. And as soon as we started talking about this project as an idea we wanted to do, people started emailing me, people started following us on social media, and it's building and building. And if you're here tonight being part of this moment with us, then you're part of this journey. And I really want to end up with something that is spectacular, that is something we can all be part of, and something eventually we can all cherish, as a great homage to a movie that we really, really love. And what a movie! So that's enough from me. I want to invite, I don't know who to start with. Ladies first, right? Before we
Hello.
jump in, thanks so much for being here. Please introduce yourselves and tell us why you love this movie.
Okay, I'm Liam, the daughter.
I'm Lori, I'm the mom.
Yeah, we always have to,
Yeah.
specify. I don't know. You've loved this movie ever
Yeah.
since I can remember.
I'm probably one of the few that actually saw it when it came out in the theater here.
Yeah, back in her
Yeah,
day.
back in my day. I just love this film so much. I love John Carpenter. I love his political agenda in his films. And so this is one that just gets you thinking, and I like to be on my toes. So it's not a slasher, but it's definitely has those terror elements in it, but also a story that keeps you guessing till the end. And I like those.
Yeah,
Sure.
for sure. Pretty much same here. Honestly, it's one of the first movies that I remember actually scaring me. Like, I don't get scared easily, but I remember I watched this movie all by myself for some reason, and I was sitting like right in front of the TV with a blanket, and I couldn't sleep that night because it just honestly scared me. And I was like 15 or something at the time. I wasn't too young.
Yeah, that's about when I saw it. Yeah.
Yeah, and it just really, I don't know, it had a lasting impact. And I just still, every time I watch it, I catch something different, and I think that's exciting. Yeah.
Fantastic. And Jeremy, would you like to introduce yourself and tell us
Yeah.
how you first came about this film?
Awesome. Yeah, I'm Jeremy from the Epic Film Guys podcast, and I discovered this movie when I was super young, and it's such a slow burn film, and everything is so earned and so deserved in a time where, everything was instant as far as like slasher films, was instantly to the body counts and to the things that people expected out of horror at the time. This thing really takes its time, and it mounts the tension, it mounts the suspense, and you feel it. You start to feel the characters drift away from each other as the trust dissipates amongst the group. And this movie has become absolute soul food to me. I mean, it's so bad that like I drive and I listen, like as I'm driving to work or wherever, and I listen to the score, and it's comforting to me because that's how much I love this movie. It's so ingrained into who I am, and every viewing is like a gift to me. So I love it.
Fantastic.
And John Carpenter even says that it is his favorite film that he ever made. So what the master of horror says, it goes. So I gotta buy into what he's saying.
Absolutely. On that note, let's start the countdown timer and get this film going. So everyone, prepare your copies. Let's start the countdown. So you were mentioning, Jeremy, the score.
Right. Ennio Morricone. You've got John Carpenter. You've got Alan Howarth. It can't go wrong, man. It's a perfect combination. It's the perfect audio soup, if you will.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I love Ennio Morricone. And I love that he did this as a horror because he's so known for like his Western scores. But yeah, and it didn't get the praise it deserved when this came out.
Yeah.
Did it get a
Absolutely.
Razzie award or something?
It's interesting because I think sometimes greatness, it just comes ahead of its time. We're so lucky that this film, found its audience eventually. And I really, having sort of worked in horror now for coming on for 6 years, this is every time we post about the thing, it just blows up. It just has this enduring, quality to it, and even just like watching the titles now, and I've got it on mute so I can talk, like I can hear the music in my head.
Right?
Yeah. Yeah,
I mean,
it's
the
a
music
really
is-
powerful
is-
score.
It's incredible, and it sounds like a John Carpenter soundtrack, which is insane.
Right.
What do you think
when I
about
first-
this bit here, Dom, with the UFO? Do you think it always reminds me of Predator?
Yeah, I can
Yeah.
see that.
Yeah, when me and my husband rewatched it the other day, he didn't remember that. He's like, "What is that?" And I was like, "What do you mean, what is that?" I was like, "It's what causes the whole thing."
I'm the same way. Even though I've watched this film like 1,000 times, every
It feels
time I see
separate.
the saucer, I'm like, oh yeah, it starts with the saucer.
Yeah.
So that bit, that must be like 100,000 years ago.
Right.
Right.
Obviously, it's been buried in ice.
Right.
But
Right.
That's
And
I
Carpenter
love that.
Carpenter had given Ennio Morricone, a few simple ideas of what he was looking for out of it. So I think that's why we can hear a lot of John Carpenter in Ennio's score. I think it was very influenced by kind of what he said he was looking for.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It just fits the landscape, I think.
I already feel like
Perfectly.
unnerved.
Sure.
Like, because it matches your heartbeat a little bit,
Well,
and it just
yeah.
makes me feel uneasy.
I mean, just looking at this scene right here, I already feel isolated and insecure.
So we've got a question on our Discord server. We have a question from Mad Matt saying, would this film benefit from not showing the UFO at all at the beginning?
for me, I think so.
Likewise.
I don't, because I feel like so much of it, I just think it's unnecessary.
Yeah.
You know,
I
and it's
agree.
also one of the effects that I feel may have dated a little bit.
Well, that's one of the
interesting.
things. This movie uses like every effect they can. They use miniatures. That UFO, I believe, was a miniature.
It
And
was,
they
yeah.
use matte paintings. They use, of course, like incredible visual effects by Rob Bottin and Stan Winston, who came in to do the kennel scene.
You know,
Yeah.
I'm sure we'll have Matt Winston, who's Stan Winston's son, in the
He's so
film
nice.
Expanded. Such a amazing
Still
guy.
lovely.
And so supportive of our projects. But Rob Bottin is my white whale.
Oh, same.
Somebody actually gave me
Oh,
Rob
gosh.
Bottin's telephone number.
Oh my
Oh,
gosh.
dude.
But he won't pick up.
No, I haven't called him yet. I haven't plucked up the courage to call him.
Waiting
Yeah,
for the
that's
perfect
like, I
moment.
get that. That's a big call.
Yeah.
I love this. I just love how it opens. Like, I miss movies like this that just have this strength straight away.
Yeah.
Instant
Yeah.
confusion for, why is the helicopter after the dog? What
Hunting
exact
the dog.
Exactly.
why are they trying to shoot the dog? It's a great attention getter for
Right.
sure.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
the shots that they get of the dog, he looks like so innocent and,
Well, I was-
perplexed as to why they're.
So
Yeah,
we've always
after.
had huskies, and if you know huskies, they're such friendly dogs. So to see someone shooting at one, it's like, what's it like? Instantly
Yeah.
told my brain like something's not right there.
Right.
Yeah.
So you're saying that you would instantly be infected by the dog? I know I would.
Oh,
I'd let
be
the dog lick me on the
yeah.
face, and I'd be doomed.
100%.
Like,
I'd be
done.
Clark. I'd be trying to sleep in there with the dogs.
Oh my
like I
gosh,
don't.
yeah.
That scene. Yeah. I don't
Okay, so
wanna
here's a
spoil
question
it
for
yet.
everyone.
Yeah.
Apart
Yeah.
from Mac, because that's cheating, who's your favorite character?
I like Clark.
You like Clark.
I do like
do like
Clark.
Clark.
I do
Yeah.
like Clark.
I don't know. Wilford Brimley. I mean, he's Blair. He's pretty good.
Windows. I like
yeah,
Windows a lot.
I like them all. I think
I
that's
know.
the problem.
Yeah.
They're
Paul,
all
I'm gonna
so
go.
good.
I'm gonna go Palmer. He's
Palmer's
so
fun.
funny. He's
He
so
is
funny.
funny.
I love this
So-
introduction.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there is something about this intro. I didn't know because I'm not a chess wizard myself, but apparently the computer, voiced by Adrienne Barbeau, I believe.
Right.
Rambo, yeah.
Yeah,
But
who
the
was John
computer-
Carpenter's wife at the time.
Yeah.
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 The computer genuinely cheats. It actively
I read that.
cheats and like screws over Mac. So
Yeah.
when you first see this scene and you see Mac get pissy that he's losing to a machine and he destroys
Super
it,
pissy.
it makes him come across as a short-tempered
Re-
kind of
reckless,
guy.
because what are they going to
Yeah.
do now?
Yeah.
Nothing.
It isn't really reckless.
He's over it.
She is a cheating bitch. He
Yeah.
does anything he can to win.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
that
Fair enough.
and that is mirrored at the end of the film where he goes, "Yeah, well, fuck you too." Spoiler
Yeah.
alert. Sorry.
yeah.
I mean, I think it sets him up as a hard ass because
He's
that's
willing
really
to
his
just-
role.
yeah.
I do
That's, like,
love
his
the
only thing to
photography
do.
here. I mean, like Dean Kennedy.
Dean,
is
Gorgeous.
Yeah.
Incredible. Perfection.
And apparently, he pushed for the use of an anamorphic lens. For those of you who don't know, I went on a rabbit hole recently learning what the difference is between an anamorphic and a spherical lens. And it allows him to catch very wide shots, wide open shots, but giving a kind of mystique to the landscape because it bends the edge of the frame.
It does feel very vast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It does. It
So
does.
the location that they filmed at, it took them over an hour to get from where they were lodging to the filming location every day, and it was
wow.
very, very dangerous conditions. Where there was a story about how their vehicle almost slid, and it's like a mountain that they're traveling down. That it was a
Yikes.
very, very close call one morning. So very, very dangerous place to get to, but completely isolated and still untouched. They still haven't built anything there. So like
Oh,
you can actually
jeez.
go there and pick up pieces of Outpost 31 that,
Yeah,
Yeah.
memorabilia.
spoiler
I think
alert,
I
they
read
blew
that,
up.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's still there.
I mean, I wonder if that's why the tone was just so
I don't know.
on point.
Is anybody
Yeah.
else, like, I've watched this so many times in the past couple weeks, I never realized that I didn't pay attention to who was in the forefront in the beginning.
Like who the dog interacts with
Yeah, who
first.
the
I was
dog
trying to
interacts
catch
with
that the other
first.
day. Do you think you can...
I don't think it's Bennings, but if it is
it's
Bennings,
not.
no,
Wait, is
it's,
it? It might
It's
be.
it's Bennings, Norris,
It's
Childs, and
Bennings is the
Palmer.
first. Yeah,
They're, like,
Bennings
all
is the
there.
first one that
Yeah.
the dog interacts with, and
I
So
have
do
never
you think
noticed
that
that.
can do
Foreshadowing.
And then
Yeah.
Norris.
Bennings.
that?
Oh my
Norris, you
god!
said.
Butterfingers.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
yeah,
It's
how does
almost
that
comedic,
happen?
isn't it?
Right. It's like, how does that even happen?
Oh, it took me a while to catch on that guy just blew himself up.
Yeah.
I didn't realize there
Yeah.
were two people in that
Yeah.
helicopter for a while.
Somebody was driving, someone was shooting.
I thought someone was doing both at the same time. I was impressed.
All right, so who's
Immortal
he licking?
Rimus. So he's not quite licking the face, but in our YouTube comments, Immortal Rimus has said that anyone who spoke Norwegian back when they saw this would have had the film
know.
totally spoiled for them because
Yeah.
the guy is speaking
True.
Norwegian.
Yeah.
Translated, thanks to Chris Talent here. This is translated
It's
as
not.
"Get
It's
the
not
hell
a
out
dog.
of there." It's not a dog. It's some
This is a
sort of
brutal
thing.
execution,
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
Oh, he just,
Gary's a
says the whole plot.
sharpshooter.
Way to go,
And,
Gary.
Gary's.
And he's twitching. He's doing all that business.
I do like Gary too. I didn't at first,
Yeah.
but he has become one of my favorites actually.
He reaches his arc when he's tied to the couch.
I love it.
Spoiler.
One of the
he
things
does.
that I always notice with this film is just how genuine and authentic the relationships and the chemistry is
Yeah.
between everyone. There's a reality to this film.
There is.
Yeah. Yeah, the characters are very believable and their relationship is very believable with each other. Like, you know that they care
Yeah.
about each other. So it makes it even more,
Heartbreaking.
heartbreaking
Yeah.
when they start.
Well, that's
know?
one of the beautiful things about this film. Like, all the characters, none of them act like stupid horror movie characters. They act
Right.
relatively intelligently for what's going
Right.
on,
Sure.
if not incredibly intelligently. Like I said, I would be dead immediately because I'd be like, "Oh, she's a cute doggy."
Same.
There's
And I'd
Clark.
Yeah.
be doing
Yeah.
it.
I know.
What's
yes,
funny
Andy
is-
Clark.
Peter O'Malley, Pete Maloney, he was terrified of dogs too. His reaction when the dog jumps up at
Yeah.
him is a genuine reaction. He doesn't like dogs.
Yeah, because he was bitten when he was a kid or something,
Yeah.
wasn't he? And so
Yeah.
he's
Yikes.
very afraid of dogs naturally.
And huskies are huge and they're just invasive.
Yeah.
Energetic.
They'll lick you to death.
They're escape artists too, man. You know, our Ring camera system, every day it's notifications that somebody's husky's on the loose, so they're
Yeah.
massive escape artists. So it's not far fetched
Yeah.
that this dog would escape.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they actually call it Houdiniism
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
with huskies.
Yeah.
I believe it. So we've heard the ladies and Jeremy's first interaction with the movie. Robin, when did you first see the thing?
I was very young. I must have been about 6. And I remember watching it. And I remember the kind of chest burst scene. And it's a visceral memory from when I was young. There was 2 films that I watched when I was way too young. There was that and Rambo. And I have memories. They're my earliest film memories. But
Wow.
I think I must have rediscovered the thing when I was 11 or 12. What I've noticed is it's just been one of those movies that even before I did what I do now, I'd revisit every couple of years. and I'd always come away going, "Oh, that was a great movie." Like I've forgotten how good that was. And great cinema does evolve with you. And every time you watch it, I'm watching it again, today, and I'll be seeing new things. I'll be understanding things I didn't see. I
Right.
love Knowles. I think he's
Right.
amazing.
Yeah.
Yes.
I like him too.
I met TK Carter 2 years ago. It was a strange situation. I got his autograph. He met me at a Denny's parking lot in California, and
that's where all the best stories
Yeah.
begin.
Yeah.
The Denny's parking
I love
lot.
a Denny's
I was
parking lot.
I was in a Denny's parking lot. He signed all my stuff, and he said that the skates was his idea. He said it was completely his idea.
Yeah.
That he was like, "What if my character just roller skates around?" And Carpenter was like, "Okay, go for it."
It
Um,
instantly like gives you so much information about his personality.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. He's like the little comic relief almost
Yep.
in
Yeah.
this tense scenario.
And if
Then,
anyone is wanting more from this movie, there is, as I was discussing earlier, Alan Dean Foster's novelization of the film. The characters are. I am so jealous. When I found out like last week that it existed, I looked up where to get it from. $300. Damn!
Holy heck.
I didn't know that it had shot up like that. Yeah, I've owned it for a little while. That's crazy.
Wow.
It's on the Internet Archive, people, so you can just look it up and read the whole
There you
thing.
go.
There you go.
Goodness.
Palmer
There's the hat.
always reminds me of Howling Mad Murdoch from the 80s.
Really? Huh. He reminds me like he should be an Easy Rider.
An Easy Rider.
And of course, one of the best hats, one of the best
Oh, yeah.
sombreros in all of horror.
Like, is that a common hat?
For
No.
Antarctica.
No.
I don't know.
No.
No.
Did you guys see the recent interview with
Yeah.
Kurt Russell where he talked
Yeah.
about the hat? He was like,
Did he?
yeah, he was joking around because it was in the prop department and he put it on. And Carpenter goes, "Well, I hope you like it because your character's wearing that." And he was
Wearing
like,
it,
"Nah,
yep.
come on." And he was like, "No, your character's wearing that." And then he said, "How wrong was I? Because now that hat's iconic because of the movie."
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
just
There you go.
love the camera work here and just
Yeah.
how much, like, it doesn't. There's so much exposition in movies nowadays, and there's none in this, and I love it.
I mean, kudos to that dog. You know, they really, what a great actor.
Yeah, I mean,
Jeb is awesome.
You know what's iconic is Kurt Russell's hair. And you think that he just steps onto screen looking like that, but I heard it took him a year to grow that out.
was very
for this role.
coiffed.
Yeah.
what was he known for at this time?
No, what was he known for?
He had done the Elvis movie with Carpenter
Yeah,
already. I mean, and
Elvis.
look, I mean, everybody
She
knew who he
loves
was.
it.
Everybody knows who he was already because he was, a
child
Disney
star.
icon.
A Disney kid.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
he was a child star.
Yeah,
Right.
that's what I said. I love Kurt Russell since he kicked Elvis in. It happened
shin.
at the World's Fair. Yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
Who in their right minds would tell people to turn down superstition?
Stevie Wonder, right?
Yeah.
I've just noticed Phil Hoare in the comments, and he's got a great book. If it is that Phil Hoare, which I will do some product placement.
Such a good song choice.
Oh my gosh.
Initially, it wasn't this song. It was another song that it was supposed to be, and something happened
Yeah.
with it, and then they went for this song.
Oh, I'm
I
so
need to
glad.
get that.
This is really good because it
I need to
covers
get
the whole
that.
franchise. And Jez Connolly's book's really good as well, really accessible.
Ooh.
And I've been reading this as well. So there's so much good material
stuff
to
out
dive
there.
into.
Yeah.
I mean,
And of course, this is one of the best remakes ever made, isn't it? It's a remake of
Yeah,
Howard Hawks' Thing from Another World.
I just
Who
went
goes?
back.
No, yeah, Who goes?
Yeah.
That's the book.
But, yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
it's interesting. The Howard Hawks movie, my dad, that's his definitive version. He's not
Yeah.
a fan of Carpenter's The Thing. If we're
I went
talking
back-
about other movies, then I did pick this up.
No, I told you no. We're not allowed to
Is
talk
that the
about that.
2011?
I'm very sympathetic.
I think
I'm
it's
very
fine. It's a
sympathetic.
prequel. It's fine.
Yeah, and I definitely want to
I think it's
interview
Petui.
Mateus, who directed this. I definitely want him to be part of this project because I feel like when I watch it, I recognise it does have flaws, but I do think it has some qualities as well.
Yeah.
I have not seen it.
I
I'm like,
watched
I
it.
am very slow To watch like remakes, prequels.
Yeah.
Yeah. If
I watched
I
it.
really love something, it takes me a while to like.
Yeah, it wasn't my favorite. Now, I did watch the Howard Hawks, and I liked that. Totally different,
Yeah.
of course. But
Yeah, it seems like a completely
interesting,
different
yeah.
vibe.
For me, my favorite part of the prequel is the way it links to this film.
right.
You know.
Yeah.
See, that's the problem I have with it, because it removes all of this mystique that we're getting now as we roll into the Norwegian camp, which, for those who don't know, is the same set that they use for the entire film, just after they blew it up.
Right.
It's a great
Smart.
reuse of the
Yeah.
of this set. But
Hell if
it's-
I Know actually has made a really good point.
It's really ironic that John Carpenter made an interpretation of Who Goes There, considering Howard Hawks' version is in Halloween. Two characters in Halloween are watching The Thing from Another World, so it's ironic that a few years later, because Tommy and Lindsay, who are being babysat, are watching that film, so it's kind of ironic. A few years later, he got the opportunity. Yeah,
I love the
Well-
lighting in this scene.
yeah.
It just feels
Again,
like
Dean
oh,
Cundy's
and-
fantastic with the cinematography.
Mhm.
But do you guys know who was originally picked to direct the remake of The Thing?
I know
Toby Hooper.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It
Can you
wouldn't
imagine
have
that
worked.
version?
No.
It would have been
Not at
wildly
all.
different.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I think I read his script was just out there a little bit, and so they didn't go with him. But
Can you find the script?
I don't know.
I would love to
See,
read the script.
Yeah.
I think they
an-
made the right choice, though.
They definitely did.
100%.
Yeah.
I'm not the
I am an
biggest Toby
unapologetic-
Hooper fan.
Dom,
I
can
am.
we? I wanna
Oh
bring
no,
in-
Dom, are we gonna fight? No, I'm just.
I definitely want to bring in. There's some great comments. There's one that I just read that is from Hell If I Know. Wouldn't the Norwegians known by the end that shooting the dog would not have hurt it?
At least
Were
stop
they
it from
trying to
getting
blow
to
it
more
up?
people.
Were
Yeah, they
trying
had
to blow it up?
bombs with them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They were trying to blow him up, though, right?
Yeah,
would do.
that's true.
Maybe
that's true.
shoot first, then
Yeah.
blow
Yeah,
up.
Just
Life
graze
force
him.
on ice.
Yeah.
That was a great comment from James Hellier, and Carpenter explicitly remakes the very scene he featured in Halloween. Yep, good call.
Cool.
Did Toby's feature have too much cocaine in it? Maybe.
We need to get James Hellier.
A lot of cocaine and Dr. Pepper.
I always write on
The drink of
suggestion
champions.
board- This is a good one. Immortal Remus. I always write on the suggestion board of the Prince Charles Cinema triple bill of remakes that surpass the originals: The Blob, The Fly, and The Thing.
The Thing.
Yes,
All came
right.
out within a
Yes.
decade of each other.
Yeah, right. That's a great thing. I was actually there on Friday at the Prince Charles Cinema. I went to see RoboCop.
Oh, wow.
82, 86, and 88, I think, was the Thing, The Fly, and The Blob. All the
Blob was
Fly.
88, yeah.
remakes.
The Fly is one of my
Wow.
favorites for sure.
Is that Matt Dillon's brother in the Blob, the remake?
Yeah,
Matt-
Kevin
Yeah.
Dillon. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
That's such a. I would
And,
love.
I
didn't
Also,
know Matt Dillon had a brother.
Shawnee Smith, right?
I didn't know Matt Dillon had a brother.
yeah, Kevin Dillon.
Kevin Dillon,
And
yeah.
I have to look him up.
Yeah.
I have to know what he looks like.
one of the things I want to do that. I
Did you ever
haven't
watch
done-
Entourage? He was Johnny Drama.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
didn't
yeah.
watch it.
Yeah.
Did you watch
With
Entourage?
Jeremy Piven.
You did
Yeah.
not watch Entourage.
No,
I'm
but I
learning
know of
something
it.
today.
Yeah, I know. He's
Kevin Dillon.
One of the things I want to do as part of this, and I haven't done it, is I want to watch the Thing prequel followed by the Thing, because I wonder how those
Don't
two
do it.
films actually.
The cut, it goes together flawlessly. They do
It
cut
does.
together flawlessly, and all of the details. The filmmaker for the 2011 prequel, he nailed some of the fundamentals of the little messages we get in this of the past, of what, with the axe in the wall, how did it get there, and all these things. Even this block of ice, it explains in the 2011 what happened with that. The space creature comes bursting out of it. It's fantastic. The prequel would be much more well respected had they not CGI'd over the practical effects.
Yeah.
And
Definitely.
everybody will say that.
Yeah.
I just don't think I need to know.
Yeah.
Ooh.
That's where I'm coming from.
I
yeah,
like
that's where
the
I'm in agreement
mystery.
with you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I think it will take away from this experience.
I
That's how
love the framing in these shots and like
Yeah.
establishing whys, and they just let the character. There's not like extreme close-ups. There's not. It's just they let the story be told.
I like
Yeah.
that they don't do an extreme close up on the, the burnt body here.
Right.
That it gives you a couple little glimpses of it, but it doesn't show it too much. Lets
Yeah.
your imagination do some work too.
Yeah.
Agreed.
So when this film first came out, and critics at the time notoriously panned it, one of the big complaints was that it's all gore, no character.
What?
They were
Right.
wrong.
And I disagree
They were
with
wrong.
Get that at all?
Totally
They were wrong, yeah.
Exactly.
Just want to give a shout out to Born to Be Rad. That's an amazing channel, and I was fortunate enough to go on a podcast with them recently to talk about The Thing Expanded. It just popped up.
Hello.
Hello and welcome.
Hello.
But yeah.
There's something like painting-esque about the landscape
For
and the camp
sure.
and everything. Like, it's just, to me, it's also because I love this movie so much. Like,
Yeah.
it just
Yeah.
looks like a beautiful painting. I don't know.
There's not a
does.
bad shot in this film. Like everything looks like you can imagine.
There is one bad shot.
What's one?
There is
The
one
bad shot is when the thing, I won't say which thing, bursts through the wall of the camp, and it's clearly like a paper-thin wall. And it's like, how is everything so not frozen inside the camp when you can just walk through it without effort?
Right.
That's the only
So,
complaint I have.
Wilford Brimley's reaction is
Yeah.
genuine. He absolutely hated the smell of the latex and the smoke and the stuff that they used.
Yeah, he did a good job. I was wondering how Fuchs just is like, hey, this is nothing but a thing.
Yeah.
Brimley did a good job, though. Like, I mean, I don't really know anything else that he's done. Wilford
Have you not seen
Brimley?
Cocoon?
Wilford
I've
Brimley,
not seen Cocoon.
Wilford Brimley was
Do I
in his
need to see
30s or
Cocoon?
early 40s when he
Yeah.
did the thing. He was really young. He was younger
was
than
a
me.
Watch Cocoon.
But he
was
looked
a real
old.
cowboy.
Yeah.
Cowboy.
Yeah.
Yeah, he looked old.
I will glad
He was a real cowboy.
He was in Ewoks, The Battle for Endor. He did some other things.
Well,
Yeah.
here's the thing. My generation only makes fun
famous
of him
commercials.
because of the
Diabetes.
diabetes commercial. So when I learned that was him in here, I was like, oh wait, he's
missing a
actually really
handlebar
good.
stash.
Yeah, he always. Okay, I'm gonna watch Cocoon though.
That's a
Oh,
great
prepare to
Great one.
cry. It will make
Oh
you sad.
no.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh no.
It's a lovely, lovely movie.
Get the look on Kurt Russell's face.
He looks pissed
He's
already.
like, this could go terribly bad.
You're right though. That dog is a good actor. He's
That dog is
giving me
great.
some anxiety.
That would be me.
Yeah.
If only my dog was that well behaved.
Yeah. That's how you know something's wrong. A husky does not behave.
So one of the stories that TK told me was that that the cast was pissed at Thomas Waits because he went to John Carpenter last minute and was like, "Hey, I want to call my character Windows."
Yeah.
I love
And-
He was something
Car-
else.
Yeah, and Carpenter was like, "Yeah, okay, hey everybody, Tom's character is now just known as Windows." And they were like, "Oh, great! Is he just rewriting the fucking movie? Like, what's happening?" So he said the cast was actually pissed at him a little bit because it was just
Really?
such a last minute thing. Yeah,
Such a
It
great
makes his character stand out even more. I don't know.
I think when
I
he
agree.
bites it, I'm the saddest. When he bites it.
yeah.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one is sad.
Edward the Black Prince on our Discord server just noticed that Gary's outfit just then, it looked like he came right out of a Fallout game, and I can't agree more. That's when I saw that come up, I was like, he looks like he's about to be on that Fallout TV show that's coming out soon.
Yeah. Oh, Gary.
I mean, would you really reach in there
Yeah.
and grab out?
It depends on the day. Sometimes I'm a little too curious. I'd maybe.
I love this shot at night.
Yeah, so nice.
God, it's again
A great
painting
painting.
as painting.
beautiful, yeah.
I expect to
So
see that on
beautiful.
your wall
Yeah.
I-
next time we talk.
I need that. I really do.
What would be your comfort TV show if you were this character now? If you were at the Outpost 31 for years at a time, what TV show would you take with you to watch reruns of again and again and again?
The X-Files.
question.
The
for
Sopranos.
Sure.
Breaking Bad
Sopranos,
for
that's
me.
a good one.
yeah,
okay,
good
yes.
one.
I absolutely love Keith David. And
Yes.
I
I
like
got
this
the
moment.
opportunity to interview him in Atlanta for In Search of Darkness, and he was the real deal, like really charismatic.
So
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah, I could see that.
That man loves some purple outfits. I don't know if you noticed that or not.
He is
Oh,
a
yeah.
cool dresser.
He
Yeah,
can
and all
carry
of the
it.
like
He can carry it.
documentaries. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Hell if I know, saying Quantum Leap would be the one that they bring. And Ace
You love
Arcadia.
Hot
Quantum
take.
Leap.
Scott Bakula? Yes.
So good.
Ace Arcadia, Red Dwarf, yes, I'm a huge Red Dwarf fan. X-Files, definitely, and
That's
the
what
X-Files
I'm
has an
saying. There you go.
episode, just like
Yes.
It's
Philip
so-
is saying
yeah.
now, an
Is it
episode
called
based on the
Ice?
Thing,
It is
yeah,
very
Beneath
based
the
on
Ice
the
or
thing. Yeah.
something.
Yeah.
Yeah, they
Star
like
Trek
took word
TNG
for
from
word
the Swift.
almost.
So if anyone in the comments section wants to point out something they'd like us to explore in the documentary, or something they'd like us to talk about on social media regarding this film, please do so.
Absolutely.
I mean, this dog did not waste any time once he got in that kennel.
This scene makes me
Oh,
so
no.
upset.
I know.
Yeah.
Like
rough.
viscerally upset.
Yeah.
Lizard
Like,
Man,
Clark,
the
where are you
Dungeons and
going?
Dragons cartoon, really?
That's a very specific choice.
I forgot to call out when there was the shadow on the wall a few scenes ago that it's the shadow of stunt performer Dick
Right.
Warlock, who played Michael Myers in Halloween 2. So it's
Yeah.
nobody from the cast
Right.
I love
actual
that.
shadows, which is smart. That way you can't pinpoint who was
But
that.
it kind of looks like Palmer
Exact-
or Norris.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
but
Which
that's
would be my first picks for
no. Well, maybe Palmer, but I do not agree with Norris at all. I am like adamant that it is not
who.
Norris.
I think it is.
No.
So
We're
here-
gonna
here's a-
argue.
Here's a question then, because
it makes me upset.
this is something.
So good.
Yeah. This is
Oh.
Like
It
so
looks
disgusting.
like the Demogorgon.
I mean, this dog
Yeah.
is trying to he's just get me out of here.
there is no way the Demogorgon's not based on this.
That's
No
what I mean.
way.
It looks exactly
Right.
like it.
Dude,
Ooh,
the tentacles that comes
I
out of the
hate
skin,
it.
it's so disgusting.
It's so
I love it.
disgusting.
The sound effect as well.
Yes.
I mean, they
The-
just went for
the
it.
stalks
Haunting.
come out the legs. Ugh.
And the way the skull just fell out.
That dog
I
that's
mean,
trying
Yeah.
to escape, like, just breaks
Oh my
my
gosh,
heart.
he's, like, chewing through
he
the-
makes me so
Yeah.
sad.
It's so sad.
And then he
And
just
then it's even worse.
totally
Yeah, when he
gets
starts
down.
getting
Yeah.
squirted
No.
with like poison or whatever
Yeah,
that is, it's
that poor thing.
awful.
Yeah. Poor
Yeah.
Clark. I mean, jeez.
Mhm.
I really do like him.
I can only ever see his head in the refrigerator in it.
I know.
Yeah. Yep.
Really good actor though, because he doesn't
is.
say a lot in this
No,
movie.
but
you like
yeah.
kind of know what he's about pretty
Oh
instantly.
yeah, stoic.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I love
Something
that
to
he's
him,
so
pissed off.
he's so intense and
Yes. Oh, yeah.
and stoic. That's a great
Mhm.
great word pull. That it's easy to believe like he's
to,
the
like, get
thing
me out
because
of-
Oh, I know.
he's the only one not being very emotional.
Yeah.
So-
Correct, except towards the animals, kind of.
Right. Exactly.
Clearly
Yeah.
these were like whips.
Yeah, every time I watch it, I'm like, are
Yeah.
we sure that Clark, like, are
Right.
we
Yeah.
sure? Because he was so up close and personal with that
I
dog.
know. How would
Well,
he have not been?
Ivan Sanchez says, if there's a chance, I'd like to see you guys mention the TV shows and movies that made reference, homage to the thing. 100%. So he's just
Yeah.
mentioned cartoons like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Gravity Falls, and Johnny Quest.
That's a great
Let's
idea.
talk about True Detective. Has anyone
Oh,
else
yeah.
seen that
Yes.
yet?
I have not
So
seen
I
the new
started
season
watching
yet.
it.
You started.
Jeremy,
I started at the beginning, yeah.
All the way through. I mean, they rip whole bits of dialogue from the thing.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I gotta check that out.
Yeah, some people are too on the nose.
Yeah, it was.
Like you
Yeah.
Like the X Files.
Yeah.
The X Files
yeah.
is so
Well,
bad.
you mentioned The Faculty is like your
Oh, yeah.
generation.
The movie,
Ah.
yeah, The Faculty, I think, is such a good, like, it walks that line so beautifully of paying homage, but not,
Yeah.
it put it in its
Copycatting
own
it.
time period.
Sure.
Yeah.
We did a watch party of The Faculty not too long ago.
Did you? Why didn't you call me, Dom? I love that one.
Right?
I didn't know. I need you on speed dial for next
I'm going
time.
to give you a list of all of my favorite films, and you could just patch me in.
Leanne likes to
Beautiful
talk about Josh
practical
Hartnett's
effects.
hair. Oh, great.
Oh yeah, he's
Josh
gorgeous
Hartnett's
in that
hair.
film.
Yeah,
The Hartnett hair.
the Hartnett hairdo.
Look
The,
at
the practical
Copper.
effects in this film is such a
Wild.
reason
Next
that
level.
this movie is
that's
still so
God.
well revered is You know the expression, they don't make them like they used to.
No,
Like
they don't.
They
Right.
don't.
Yeah.
They don't.
But they use, like I said earlier, they use every trick in the book. Like just then, there was some reverse shooting going on.
Yep.
Yeah.
Puppetry, stop motion.
everything. Yep.
Clark's like,
Oh.
no,
See,
I can
there's
save
there's
him.
Clark's
He'll be
emotion
okay.
there. Yeah. Oh.
I would have loved to see, and I think it is on one of the Blu-rays, the expanded ending with the stop motion creature. I'd have loved to see more of that. I'm a sucker for stop motion. It
I love
freaks me
stop
out.
motion.
Yeah.
So good in this bit as
Yes.
well.
Jarring.
Like
Stop
it goes
motion
through the
is so
ceiling.
spooky.
Yeah.
I can almost
imagine
smell the
seeing
KY
that.
jelly.
Yeah.
Yikes.
That's something that you don't see a lot in films, that I don't say it often anyway, that I
That
can
is
smell
Look at
the
this, the
scene.
eyes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Ugh.
I feel like they're not freaking out enough.
Yeah.
You know?
Right.
That is
Yeah,
nuts.
Childs was more surprised when he asked for the
I love that
flamethrower.
shot, that zoom into Charles.
They're like quietly freaking out.
Quietly, yes.
Is that how men freak out? I guess that's I guess that's
Not
my
me.
question. Because I was gonna say I'd be screaming.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I'm right there with you. Yeah, I'll be
Yes.
screaming and be like,
running. Yeah.
I'd be trampling my mother to get out of
Yeah, exactly.
And Rob Bottin was putting in so much work into this that he was literally sleeping on the floors of the set to the point where, I mean, he was working, some days 24 hours straight to the point where he gave himself like pneumonia.
Yeah,
that
in a
was how,
hospital?
yeah, that's how dedicated he was to the effects in this film. Look at that
You
painting.
can tell.
everyone in the comments right now, just the effects are amazing. The effects are
Yeah.
amazing.
Amazing.
It's the
One of the
standout
best,
for
if
sure.
not the best, in my opinion.
Yeah,
It's
I
definitely
think
the
it's probably
standard.
the best. Yeah.
for sure.
I saw a video. I think it was a Red Letter Media review of this, but I saw why isn't there more reactions of GIF reactions of Wilford Brimley's reactions here? Just going, oh,
I know, that poor man. He can't
Oh,
escape it.
I know.
Yeah, he's really getting in there.
Yikes.
I
Is
believe
this
he
what we were
worked on a
talking
farm
about?
when he was younger.
He was a cowboy, a real live
Yeah.
cowboy. Yeah.
Yeah,
I,
Ivan Sanchez has just said Rob Bottin and Stan Winston are at the peak here.
Oh,
Hard to
100%.
argue against that.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you
yeah,
can
I mean, it
just
looks
hear
disgusting.
every
Yeah.
the
Just
sound.
gross.
Oh.
I was at, I believe it was the first convention appearance of Wilford Brimley, and he came in this motorized chair, but he came in so fast that his chair rammed into the autograph table and it completely flipped it, and there was 8x10s of
Oh,
the
no.
thing that went flying up in the air.
Making an
And
entrance.
his face never changed. He didn't give a shit. He was like, well, I'm here. Someone else can pick this up. And I just
I've
was like,
arrived.
I know the guy. I'm friends with the guy that was his agent, and I'm just helping pick up these 8x10s, and he just didn't give a shit. He was like, "Well, that happened."
Yeah. Classic.
Yeah.
Wouldn't have it
Here's
any
my
other way.
question: does he touch that pencil to the thing
And then
and
to
then
his
his
lips?
mouth?
That's always been a thing for debate, right?
I
Is
feel
that
like. Well, first
Does
of all,
he
why
get
are you
infected?
doing that?
Why? Would
Why?
why would you do that? That's disgusting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gross.
Really icky.
Poor Clark.
As someone who's worked in the medical industry, I can confirm it happens too often. People,
Has there
when
been
they touch things
a
and they're like,
dirty? Oh no!
Yikes.
happens
hey.
a bit too often.
That might have been his moment. So we're learning a
Yeah.
lesson here.
Yeah.
Don't touch the pen to the lip.
I just
And even-
I love the cogs ticking.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Even-
see, I'm wondering if
Go
he's
for it.
trying to set Clark up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
I mean, the slight makeup that they have on Richard Mercer Clark and the shadowing of him, it's just
Yeah.
such a red. It's a red herring.
I was
big
going to
time.
say
So
you were
good.
just so buying it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Phil Hoare has just said Brimley may have been on the set of the 1951, The Thing from Outer Space.
Oh, really?
That would have been incredible.
That
Yeah.
would have been cool.
I mean, a cool little connective tissue right there.
Homage.
But that is my question as well. Everyone's saying did the doc get infected here? Do
I
you
always
know
wondered.
you're infected when you're infected until
Well,
We-
the
you're
Immortal
completely
Remus has just
assimilated?
asked a question about this. Like, does being sentient choose when it feels like infecting others?
Wow.
Exactly. That's a big question.
Apparently,
I think that's
Wilfred
a
Brimley was the
question.
bodyguard to Howard Hawks.
I mean, that's incredible. That's phenomenal.
Yeah.
Is that what they said? What, the bodyguard?
Yeah.
That
Yeah,
that
yeah.
Brimley was the bodyguard to Howard Hawks on the
Yeah.
original
Oh,
set. That's
wow.
crazy. I never knew that.
Bodyguard.
Huh.
There's something very found footage horror
Yes.
Yeah.
about this
Yeah.
scene here.
Did it do it first?
There you go.
I love
Yeah.
the nose ring. I wonder whose idea that was.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It took me forever to catch on. I just kept looking at him. I'm like, am I catching like a glare?
4K.
And then that's such an interesting like little addition to his
I was
character.
fixated on his copper bracelet. And I was like,
He likes
is that
the
how?
jewel.
Is that he likes the jewelry?
He likes a bangle.
Was that how he got the name Copper, or is his name really Copper?
Copper and copper.
That's one of the gripes I have with the 2011 movie, that we figure out,
Oh, do we?
again, spoiler alert, that the thing cannot replicate things like
Metal and
dental implants,
fillings.
metal. So we'll see a few
Oh.
characters, especially at the climax, a character
Phil-
with a certain piece of jewelry in, and it's like, well, now we know they're human.
Oh, interesting.
Phil
Oh, I like
actually-
that.
Phil Horst just said
didn't know that.
the actors, the nose ring, everyone got to pick something for themselves.
Oh, I love that.
That's very
cool.
indicative of James Cameron as well.
Yes.
That with Aliens. Yeah. Ace Arcadia's just said they've never noticed the ring until today.
Yeah.
You can't unsee it now.
No,
Yeah.
you're gonna catch the glare every time.
Did
Yeah,
anybody
but they
get
do
to?
all have. Oh, sorry.
No, go for it. Go for it.
Well, they do just all have like little characteristics that are so
Yeah.
specific, and I do think it really helps you to like get to.
Know them quickly.
Yeah.
God, that's
yeah.
beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
Did anybody get to see the thing on its 40th when they put it back in theaters?
No.
See, I went and saw it 3 times when they put it
Wow.
back in theaters. Yeah, my wife was
That's
like,
awesome.
my wife was like, really again? I was like, I have to.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
I found myself seeing it on the big screen, like trying to look at the posters that they have on the wall in the outpost, and then trying to see if I could find any of them for like different advertising things, and it's very difficult to track.
Does anyone
down
else
that
think
stuff.
this is really brave? Like this is I
Yes.
wouldn't
Yes.
be doing this.
No.
Okay,
Never.
here's my question: who's here right now?
Norris,
We have Norris,
Norris,
McCready,
McCready.
and Copper, right?
Okay, here's my thing. If Norris was the first one to get changed, why wouldn't he have just changed these two right here?
Yeah.
I don't believe that he was the thing right now.
Good point.
It would
Very,
have been
very
so
good
easy.
point.
Well,
I'm going to
one
put
of-
that on the socials.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Thank you.
One of the fan
I've been thinking way
theories-
too much about this.
Right? One of the fan theories that I read is like when you become infected through bodily transmissions, it's a slower burn, a slower take.
Why? Because
It
people
takes
think he
single
was
cells.
from the dog.
Yeah, so like when it chooses to attack you and transform you, that's quick, but when it infects you like through saliva.
So you're saying
or-
maybe he wasn't yet, but
Right.
he doesn't know.
Right.
That's where it gets confusing.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
And do they
Immortal
know or don't
Remus.
they know?
Immortal Remus said he went and saw it in the theaters 10 times. So
Whoa.
Whoa. That's impressive.
that's commitment.
That is commitment.
Halifino believes that Palmer was the first infected.
I think Palmer makes sense.
Palmer does make sense, but why wouldn't? But when Childs bums the joint from him, he's human
Yeah.
I want to.
Well,
when they test the blood.
It's
In
not
the
like
comments-
foolproof.
In the comments, Ms. Swift said all 3 have breath. So that's been a long debated thing about this film, is that there's so much debate about at the end who has breath and who doesn't have breath when it's cold outside. Does that mean that they're the thing? And I find that very, very interesting because, and that's what works so well about this movie, is that because everything is not spelled out for us, there's so many theories and debate, and
It's
I
so
have
fun.
to think that some of it was just incidental. You know what I mean?
That's what I think.
Yeah.
Yep.
I read that a flicker in the eye either meant you were or weren't. Oh,
That is
Yeah,
for
it's the
one
human.
scene in particular.
Yeah.
And there's
the
one
scene, the blood test scene.
There you go.
Yeah.
That's
That's
where the director, not the director, sorry, the DP, Dean Cundy, took the idea to Carpenter and said, "What if we don't put an eye light on this one character as a little nod, as a little hint to the audience?" But then that doesn't
go.
happen in any other scene in the film.
I love this
So-
pushes in.
Oh yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I love how there's a very specific cut, and it
Fade
happens
to
here.
black. Yeah, and
Yeah,
now he's doing the. I love
Still
this bit as
frame,
well.
fade to black. That
But
only
nobody-
happens on the dock as well. It happened earlier when
Yeah.
we were getting the reactions. It
Oh.
stopped and freeze on
I love this calculation that he's done on the computer.
Right?
Yes, probably using a chess master that McCready has destroyed.
And it's an Atari or something.
It looks,
Immortal Remaster,
Miss-
just so you
Mr.
know, they're playing the thing again at the Prince Charles in May and April. You might want to
Damn.
pop
Oh,
down.
cool.
That's
So
awesome.
nobody focused in on the drawers that they threw in the trash.
The dirty undies. I don't know who those belong to.
A lot of people think Palmer.
Why though?
Because there's a scene where he shows his long underwear, and apparently
They look
it-
a little funky. Yeah. The look on his face is just
Blair's
hilarious
like,
to me. He's
oh
just like,
man, we're in big trouble.
yeah.
Love
See,
this.
You know, this is post him putting the eraser to his mouth, right? So like, why would if he was assimilated at this point, then I don't think that he would.
Maybe he's thinking that's not fast enough.
It's the same
Yeah.
eraser.
Yeah.
Maybe
It
he's
is the same
maybe
person.
he's figuring out now that he's infected, and he's like, I shouldn't have licked that damn creature. Curse my my intrigue. I wanted to know
Why
what it
am I
tasted like.
sucking on my pencil?
Yeah.
He's
Yeah,
like,
he looks
"Yep,
bummed."
We're in trouble.
I have
I'm
that
gonna
See,
put that-
why are they
the
focusing
pencil
on
down.
that pencil so much, though? That could be nothing, but like they're really showing
Yeah.
that pencil.
Yeah.
Or these
Are
the
those
dirty
the,
undies.
Are these the drawers
Sponsored
from
by
you?
J&B Whiskey.
Yeah.
The whiskey
Which
of
shout out to
Twin
them. They still have the exact same bottle
Label.
40 years later. They have not
Wow.
changed anything from that
No.
bottle. Not one thing.
Smart.
Love that.
Yeah. And you got the old school Coors can too.
I wonder what the books are on the
Yeah.
shelf.
Oh yeah, the Coors can.
Right? How to play chess.
Probably.
A long way to go. Yeah, how to cheat at chess. Oh, that
Yikes.
box is just labeled box.
Box.
It's a surprise. Yeah. See? Nope.
What's everyone's favorite line from the movie? And is it the same as mine, which is going to be shown later by Wilfred Brimley going, what the hell is it he says now? It just left my brain. I'll kill you!
There you go.
Exactly like that.
My
That's a good one.
my favorite line is from the same exact scene is they wanted to be us. the way that he screams that, man, I laugh every single time. It's fantastic.
I've made
so
so many
many.
jokes because of Wilfred Brimley and diabetes. I'm also a diabetic. But I've made several jokes that, like, he needs his insulin. He really needs his insulin at this point because
Yeah,
he just
he's
goes
going through it in this
crazy.
movie.
I love
Yeah,
this
he
bit
does.
as well. I love this bit.
Oh, yes.
Jalapenos.
Classic horror.
Yeah, and this is
You
kind of
gotta be
reflects
fucking
back to the
kidding.
51
Yeah, look.
when they put the
Oh,
blanket.
dear.
Oh, see? Nope.
You know where you know what's happening. When you start seeing him
Yeah.
bend over like that, you're like, buddy,
Yeah.
don't.
I'm just going to turn my back and
Yeah,
hope nothing
no.
gets me
See
now.
you later.
Oh, dear.
Yikes.
Helifino said you got to be fucking
Oh.
kidding for
Yeah,
their
that's
favorite
a great
line, which
line.
is like obviously arguably
Yeah,
the most iconic
right.
line in the entire movie.
I think
Oh,
I like Gary's line on the
About
couch.
being tied to
It
the-
wants to be us. Yep.
I'm hearing a lot of people say Gary's line as well.
Yeah,
Tie
yeah.
into this.
I just love the lighting
the
in this
best.
scene as well. It's so good.
Well, the blue,
Yeah,
like the blue hue
yeah.
through the whole,
lighting.
it's so good.
Oh yeah, the lighting.
I like
this
forget
scene-
about this guy. Every
Fuchs?
time I watch this movie, he must be my least favorite. I'm
doesn't
like,
get a
oh,
lot of
you're
screen
there.
time.
I mean, he takes
doesn't.
himself out. So
James
Does he,
Hellier
though?
actually asked a really good question, which is what's the source of Blair's data on that computer?
I saw that. That's a good question.
yeah,
The
Yeah,
source
like how
is
did he have that?
yeah. Where'd he come
Uh,
up with that?
John
then-
Carpenter felt that he had to put some weird scene in there.
Yeah.
So that was literally inserted into already shot footage.
That kind of makes
And
sense.
then Chris Talon asked, another thought is the clothing gets ripped when they're assimilated, like the ripped long johns, may not want to convert other two without having clothing nearby. What they're saying is, like if it rips the clothing when you're assimilated.
If they were out. Okay,
Yeah.
I see.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
That's a good point, Chris.
Could be naked.
Can you imagine if the thing had
Windows.
like no consensus of like social awareness and was just like, "Hey, Mac, mind if I like put my finger in your mouth? Come on, it'll be fun."
It'll be fun.
Poor Bennings.
Yeah, that's rough.
Yikes.
So are we to assume that Bennings hadn't been changed up until that point?
I think
Correct.
so, right?
I believe so.
Okay. Because he's the one that got jumped on by the dog. So you were asking.
By the way, if anyone
window.
is on this stream and hasn't signed up for our survey for the thing expanded, please do that. It's if you go to our social media handle, which is @thingexpanded. It's linked in the bio. It's also linked in the bio for 80s Horror Doc and all our other socials. But we've got about 640 something survey
That's
responses at the
awesome.
moment, and it's fascinating. One of the most interesting things is listening and understanding the relationship between the fans and the movie and why everyone loves it. And everyone's got their own story. Oh, I love this moment.
It's
Yeah, oh,
so
yeah.
This is
scary.
horrible, yeah.
Look, he doesn't even think twice. He's just gonna
No.
light him up.
Time to go.
Done.
I think there would have been more hesitation to just burn him up
Ugh.
if
Yeah.
it were an all women cast like we were talking about. I
Yeah.
think you would have just seen, I don't know.
I put that out on social media, by the way.
Did you?
Yeah, I said, what would the thing be like? Obviously it's an all-male cast. What would it be like if it was an all-female cast? Thinking that I wouldn't get a bunch of stupid comments.
Well, yeah.
Well,
Gotta love the internet.
Yeah.
He was my friend.
yeah.
Oh,
Jerry's
I
really
think that's when I
sad.
started to like Clark.
It's so sad.
It is sad.
Yeah.
Has anyone here played the board game, Infection Outpost 31?
We have it.
We have it,
Yeah.
but we have not actually played
It's
yet because
intimidating,
it's
just
kind
like
of
the movie.
intimidating. There's like
I-
a lot
I
of
own it.
rules.
I own it.
Yeah.
I have not opened it.
Right.
Same.
I've had the fortune of playing it with people I trust dearly. 10 and none of them had seen the film. I was the only one who'd seen the film.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
10 minutes in, I didn't trust a single one of those bastards. Not even my wife. I was like,
Who are you?
"You're infected. I know you're infected."
Oh, that's awesome.
And I was terrible
we
at
can
it
play.
because apparently I'm like the worst liar on the planet. Everyone knew I was the thing whenever I was infected.
Yeah. I'd be the same.
I'm there going, "Let's go on a mission together, guys." And they'll be like, "No, we're tying you to the couch." You know the thing?
So the stunt performer that does all the fire stunts in this movie is Tony Caesar. I'm not exactly sure how to pronounce his last name, but he also did all the fire stunts as Freddy Krueger in the original Nightmare on Elm Street.
Wow.
Yeah, so
Oh.
and when he does convention appearances, he still owns some of the Palmer prosthetics.
Wow.
Nice.
Cool.
Yeah. I talked to him. I was like, "Would you ever sell this?" And he was like, "No." And I was like, "I don't blame you, man. I don't blame
I
you."
wouldn't
but
either.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
God, can you imagine if that was like on your resume? I'm a fire guy. Set me aflame, dudes. Like, I'm
mean,
happy with that.
He was Arnold's stunt double as the Terminator on fire. He
Oh,
was
wow.
Freddy Krueger's stunt double as Freddy on fire, and he was the Thing on fire in this movie. So he's been an iconic
He likes
fire
to be on fire.
set on guy. Yeah.
Yeah. Can you imagine having the foresight to take props when you left?
No.
Nobody gave a shit about them back then,
Right.
but he was
Throw it
smart that
away.
he kept a memento. You know,
Yeah, very.
that's priceless. Priceless.
I
I
mean,
love a
where's Kurt
tchotchke.
Russell's hat?
Yeah. Right.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder
It's
there
too.
had to have
It
been
demanded
multiple
more
hats.
money. The hat had its own agent. It demanded more money for the film, so they had to
I
limit
believe
its
it.
screen
It
time.
was one hell of a hat.
Yeah, I
I
just
love these big
got the,
wides. They feel so cinematic.
they
Yeah.
do, and yet they still feel claustrophobic,
Yeah.
and that's
Yeah.
Right.
that's one of the good things about the anamorphic lens, which I found out.
Yeah.
It can because
Yeah,
it,
you're
it,
right.
it morphs the like the exterior of the shot, not the point of reference. It makes everything seem closer than it actually is, which is just beautiful.
And you feel cold. And I know
Yeah.
that sounds obvious because there's snow, but it's the lighting. It's like
Yeah.
everything combined. Because I've watched so many movies
Yeah.
set in this like similar setting, and you don't feel it as
Yeah.
deeply as this
Well,
movie.
I think we had talked about that. Like, just say there wasn't a thing. Just this atmosphere in general
It's
is
scary.
scary. I mean, he's standing outside. I'm thinking, what if the door got locked and he couldn't get back in? Would he freeze?
She
to
hates
death?
winter, though. I guess
For
we
sure.
should
Winter.
lead with that.
I'm like,
She's not a fan of anything snowy or cold.
I'm with you 100%.
Yeah.
So I posted this on socials. If the thing was set, say, on a tropical island instead of the Antarctic, would it still work?
No.
No.
I don't
Think
think
you
the
so.
know-
snow.
Did you know there's a comic that kind of explores that? Like a sequel to this
Really?
where they go to, not a tropical place, but it's green at the very least.
I feel like it
Mac
could
just
work, but
wakes
it
up.
would just be, it would feel so different,
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
right?
Oh, here it is.
What about a cruise ship? I feel like that'd be interesting.
That's also in
Cruise
the
ships,
comic if you
yeah.
haven't read them.
No joke. All right, I'm gonna have to check this
Wow.
comic
That's
out.
interesting.
That'd be like Ghost Ship. What a great horror movie.
Yeah, I feel
Yeah.
like that's been done so many times, like the
Yeah.
secluded ghost ship.
Yeah.
I love the idea that Wilford Brimley just got fed up on set and started destroying things, and this is just John
Just
Carpenter going like,
grumpy.
just film it.
Yeah.
Yeah, why do you think he has this freak out?
Well,
He
I
doesn't
think
want the thing to get
he
out.
doesn't want the
See,
thing to get out
I-
to the mainland.
I feel like that was a cover.
He's infected.
Do you?
Yeah.
Yeah, I do think he is infected at this point. And he's
In our
just
Discord
destroying
chat?
everything.
Mr. Furzel has just pointed out that David in the film is hiding his arm cast really well. That's because he had like a broken hand when he auditioned for the
Yeah.
role,
Ah.
and he had to
I
like
read
wear
that.
a cast.
Yeah.
And yeah, for the first like half of the movie, he's hiding his injured hand.
Wow.
I'll kill you.
I love it.
The suspenders
Like,
really
I'm
make
just gonna
it.
throw the gun. Come in with a table.
He had his sidearm ready. Like, he had that axe prepared. But look how close it got to Kurt
Jerry
Russell's
goes
face.
down.
Harry just went down.
Yikes.
McCready really is always just in there
Poor
trying
Windows.
to be the one.
He's
isn't he?
KO'd. KO'd.
Poor Windows.
There is the thing in the sea. It's called sea fever.
There you go.
That's what I mean. I feel like that has
Huh.
it been done.
I don't know.
I don't think it is as
2019.
effective.
I love Deep Rising, James Hellier. That movie's so great. That one's basically Tremors in the ocean. Is my opinion on that
Tremors.
one.
Immortal
The
Remus
Baconator.
said Blair hasn't been infected quite yet. Otherwise, he would have been gone in that chopper by now.
That's a good point. Well, can he fly? I think only Mac knows how to fly the chopper.
Is the thing like
Palmer does
uber
too, right? Because he was like,
No.
"I'll take you there,
Palmer
Mac."
knows.
Perfect
how.
copy.
Yeah.
Right.
Maybe.
intelligent?
Notice
And they're
that
like-
he passed on that.
That's also one of my favorite lines in the movie. Is "I'll fly you there," and then they quickly say no. And he goes, "Hey, thanks for thinking about it, though."
Thanks for thinking about it. Yeah, he's
That's
funny.
like my favorite. Yeah.
I'm okay now. I was wrong in the head, but I'm all right now. It's just the
Yeah.
noose
Ew.
just in the foreshock.
Creepy.
So a lot of people think that is when,
When he
he
turned.
was.
Well, so maybe he's turning slowly. And this
I-
descent into madness is part of that slower transition.
And that's why this film works, is that you can debate
You don't
anything,
know.
Yeah.
and you
I
just don't
know.
know. I don't think he's
Oh.
infected right here, personally.
Because McCready just drank from the
Yeah, yeah,
same
from his
cup that
bottle.
he was drinking from.
Was he not told
Watch
yet not to do
war.
that?
No, Fuchs. Oh yeah, Fuchs did tell him,
He's-
right? Or did he?
I don't know because apparently I tuned Fuchs out.
Oh no, I don't
It
think
ain't
he did yet.
Fuchs.
It ain't Fuchs.
It ain't Fuchs.
I hear funny things out here. I want to come back inside now.
He
All
creeps
better
me
now.
out when he starts talking like that.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
He's spooky a little
how
bit,
long was he in there? Because he sure got busy building a spacecraft down in the basement.
right?
He moves fast. Well, I guess when each of your cells can work independently, you can probably move pretty quick.
Sure.
That scene with Gary at the end with the face grab
Oh,
is so
my
unnerving
gosh.
to me.
It is.
That is
Oh, yeah.
so good.
I love that, man.
Yeah, you can feel that one. in the
Yeah.
bones. Yeah.
Poor Gary.
I know. I do like Gary. Okay, sometimes you gotta laugh at all the like goggles and stuff.
Oh yeah.
It's like it's such a serious moment, but it feels unserious because they all have these massive goggles on.
It helps to add to the mystery of it all, though, because it dehumanizes
It
them.
does.
Right.
Yes. Yeah, you kind of can't tell which one's which sometimes because they all have the big
big
jackets
coats
and
and-
all
yeah.
that. Yeah.
Oh, was my accent a bit too Sean Connery then?
Yeah.
My bad.
I laughed at that when I just read that.
It's okay. I'm all right now.
That's pretty good, man.
Yeah.
That is pretty good.
The audience
good,
likes
dude.
it when I do. I should do my Shaggy as well. Like,
Oh my god.
I'm not going to descend into my variety of accents that I do.
It's a joke on our show that we cannot do an accent.
We're the
to
worst.
Oh
save our
no!
life.
Look at that.
No, it's
They've
really bad.
sabotaged it all.
Dominic, do you
yeah.
have an American accent you could do real quick?
So my usual American accent is I kind of go more New York. I go a little more Brooklyn with my
Okay.
accent.
Yeah. Okay, I like it.
I'm so disappointed by how badly this Watchparty has devolved into.
It's me doing accents.
It always ends up here.
All right, so who
Oh.
got rid of the blood?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Fucked with the blood.
What do you think,
So-
people watching? There are people. Phil Hoare, you must know.
When you track the keys, it's
Yeah.
my Gotham accent. Yeah, it's my my Brooklyn accent is my my mob goon from Batman. Like, hey, it's the Bat.
Hey, it works.
Pretty good, man.
But yeah, follow the keys. When you hear Windows drop the keys when he
Yep.
sees
Right.
Bennings
You know-
get transformed.
We talk about
keys
Kurt
go?
Russell's hat, but we don't talk about Gary's eyebrows.
Oh,
yeah.
iconic.
Those things are serious.
Their moment.
Like, what is? I don't know what's going on with them, but I'm here for it.
Very bushy.
They are iconic.
Wait, so I feel I've never tracked the keys.
No?
Who was it then? Do you think you know? And you're not telling me?
I still go back to Palmer or Norris.
But I thought Palmer would have been changed already. Oh, so he
he
grabbed the
would've-
keys at Snapchat. Okay.
He would have got rid of the blood.
Then I would go with Palmer. Palmer doesn't join the fight though.
He seems like the least likely, doesn't
Who?
he?
Put that down.
Palmer?
Yeah.
No.
Really?
I think Windows seems like the most unlikely.
Oh, that's a great line delivery as well. There are so many good lines in this film.
This whole scene is great.
Yeah. Windows has his bandage.
Yeah, Palmer isn't involved here.
He's not involved.
Where's he at?
Cackling in the corner, just going.
This is when it
I
gets really
fucked with
starts
the
to get
blood.
really serious.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this is when the tension just builds so heavily.
Well,
And that's
then
what
it would've-
makes Gary's line so fun, because it comes out of nowhere and you just
Yeah.
burst out laughing.
Yeah. Yeah, there are good little bursts of laughter in this movie,
Yeah,
I think.
comedy.
Yeah.
Does the blood test jump scare get
I love this
any of you?
moment. I love
Well,
this
then
moment.
it's him.
I'm not up to it.
No.
Gary already has one. Why don't you just volunteer then?
I mean, is
You know?
he even tempered? He dumped his drink down
No,
the
he's
computer.
not even tempered. He would get on my
She
nerves, I
cheated.
think.
The chess machine
love him.
cheated. He is even tempered.
But he'd be like that guy that has to be in charge all the time.
That's why he is in charge.
It's annoying
He's
a
Kurt
little bit.
Russell.
I'm that person.
I'd follow him to the ends of the earth.
Yeah,
That would
same.
irritate me.
Same.
How high do you want me to jump, Kurt? You got it, man.
You got it. With that
I mean, we
coiffed hair.
mentioned it earlier. His portrayal of Elvis. I have it on VHS.
Oh my
taped
gosh.
from the television.
She does, yes.
Yeah.
Love
And
that.
that bullet
Heck yeah.
time Matrix scene at the end, where the camera just goes around him and Kurt's just standing still.
It
My
really is
gosh.
something.
That would be me dressed.
Yeah, yeah.
My Elvis impression isn't that good, but my Hank Hill impression is getting better. I swear there has been a King of the Hill, like, mashup of the thing where Bobby becomes the creature and Hank's just like,
Yeah.
well,
I
I'm
believe it.
gonna have to do
Helifino just made a
Coldplay."
very good comment, which is this is actually a great monologue. Delivered
It
by
is.
Kurt Russell, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I know I'm human, but does he?
But like, do you?
But does he?
Exactly.
Yeah.
I
How do you
love
know?
Possibly no.
I love all of the blue hue in this
Yes.
movie.
It really makes
Yeah.
it.
Blue and teal. We got the
Yeah.
sorry, the fire just clashing against
Yes.
the blue and the white of the other.
The flickering that it gives on,
Yeah.
that's really beautiful.
How has there not been a Guess Who crossover with the Thing? Because everyone's played Guess Who, that like that game where you flip
Right.
down things.
Oh,
Well,
Oh, dude.
Cool. That's a
That'd
good
be
idea.
great.
You just
You better get on
that's
it.
perfect.
Yeah.
You better pitch that to somebody.
Yes.
I need to get on. Is Hasbro? Are they the ones that own it? I don't know.
Yeah.
I've got an idea for you.
Guess who's the
The Thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a very specific audience, but we'll get it. Children who
I'd
watch The Thing.
I'd pre-order it. You know, I'm just saying.
For
Yeah.
sure.
So do we think Norris just thinks he has indigestion or something?
Maybe.
Heart issue,
Because he's
right?
having issues, yeah. This is one of my favorite scenes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I tracked down that exact model recorder on eBay, and it took
Did
a
you?
very,
Amazing.
very long time. Yeah, I've got this huge thing display in my man cave, and I felt like I needed one of those, and it took me a long time. And I finally got one.
Do you know what really makes this scene as well? Is just the slow movement of the camera.
Mhm. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's careful, it's deliberate. But again, if you look at the outskirts of the scene, even with Kurt Russell's like forehead, it's slightly blurred. And again, that's all because of the anamorphic lens. It dulls everything.
Nobody trusts anybody now.
And it gives the impression that
very
something
tired.
could be lurking in the background. Like, have you ever looked at any of the scenes like this, the wide scenes with nothing else in the borders of the shot, and thought, could someone be watching? Like, could there
Jeremy,
be
did
someone?
you get the mic with the
Yes.
tape recorder?
No, just the recorder. I wish the mic would have come with it. That would have been awesome. You know what I find really interesting about this scene specifically is when you think back to when COVID-19 first hit, there's so many parallels and similarities to
Yeah.
this because nobody knew how you got COVID. Nobody knew. All they knew is that people were getting it and people were getting infected, and then
Yeah.
people didn't want to go out in public because they didn't trust other people. They're like, well, if I'm in my house, then I'm safe. But the moment that I go outside,
Yeah.
anyone could be the thing, and I could get
Right.
infected by anyone. There's a lot of
Yeah.
parallels
Yeah.
that mirrored that. So I found this movie to be even more of like a soul food to me during that time. I'm
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
this is
Same.
what's happening
Yeah.
in the world right now, you know?
Right. Yeah.
And if you did get infected in a household, you'd be pointing fingers constantly going,
Yeah.
did you get this when you went to
Yeah,
the
yeah.
grocery store?
So that's when
But
he just told him not to drink.
I
Yeah,
think so,
make your own,
Yeah.
Okay.
like make your own meals and stuff.
Yeah.
So apparently that's acid in that flask.
How do you
In the
know?
Pyrex glass.
I read it, yeah. That he was gonna throw.
Yeah, I don't fully understand what happens to him, I don't think.
You know, they had initially actually filmed a death scene for him.
Really.
And it was very slasher-esque because he ends up getting stabbed through the chest with a shovel.
Yeesh.
And they filmed it and everything. So what's wild is I actually own his script from the thing. I purchased it from him.
Oh,
And he
cool.
actually he took hundreds and hundreds of Polaroid pictures while they were filming this movie. And he included a couple original Polaroid pictures when I purchased the script from him. And one of the pictures he included was from his death scene that was filmed and scrapped. So I'll
Wow.
take a picture of that and share with you guys afterwards.
Yes, please.
It's,
Do you know
it's
if
pretty
that's
rad.
part of the television cut? Because I know the television cut is out there, and it's mainly extra scenes of people standing around and talking to one another, and that's why Carpenter cut them.
I don't think that's part of it.
Gotcha.
I don't.
Yeah,
think
I imagine
so.
if it was, people would be hungry for the TV cut rather than
For sure.
hating on it.
I mean, I think what I came to understand was that when he found McCready's clothes, it was kind of a very futile. Like if McCready was one of them, they really didn't stand a chance, and so he just kind of.
Oh,
took
you're led to.
himself out.
Oh, that's what you took from it.
Yeah, I mean, it kind of makes sense.
Well, yeah, because without that scene that you're saying they shot, do they explain? Do they give an explanation?
Nope.
Yeah.
Fuchs
okay.
just disappeared
He's
into
just
the night.
goodbye.
What I
isn't he
think
like-
Fuchs.
what I think happened was that he discovered who the thing was, and they stopped him before he could tell the others.
Yeah.
Set him on fire.
Oh.
That's kind of always what I took away
Because
from it.
I thought he was going back out to get
And
Brimley.
who do you think that was?
I don't know.
That's the beauty of this movie.
Phil Hoare is bringing a great piece of trivia from the TV cut. On the premiere, they gave the entire film away on the preview minutes before it aired.
Ouch.
What? I like how he has a noose hanging there.
Oh, yeah.
This scene really creeps me out for some reason.
He's eating.
It's
out of
because
a
there's
can.
clearly something wrong.
Not right.
Yeah.
Well, there's a noose there that can't possibly hang anyone apart
Yeah.
from a child. And,
And the lighting
it's just
is
like,
very
I'd like to come back inside.
like you do not trust him at all at this point. I don't
Right.
anyway.
Yeah. He's.
Wait a
he's
minute,
just
man.
out
He's
there,
just
like-
talking really different than he was the whole movie.
I'm okay now.
I think he was changed by then.
You think?
I think
Yeah,
he's
he's
changed at this
talking-
point for sure.
He's talking different than his character was the entire, like in a completely different.
So do you think that one of the other
Cadence.
characters assimilated him, or that it was him licking the eraser top?
My personal opinion is I think somebody went to visit him,
Yeah.
and assimilated him that way.
It could be that someone who was in the outpost dug their little hole to the cabin
Him.
and infected him that way.
Possible, yeah.
Oh, I never considered that.
Mm.
That's, again, one of the great things about this film. You can discuss until the cows come home, and
There's no
not an
definitives.
answer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like somebody in the comments, I think it was Ms. Swift said, I believe he burned himself. If so,
Yeah.
what a fucking way to go. I think there's a lot of other
Right.
ways you can kill yourself, but you know,
Yeah,
that
that
why
wouldn't
the
be it. Jeez.
Is that
Yeah.
why the acid was? You said something about acid.
I think, well, in the flask there was acid. So I think it, as a protective device, like if somebody snuck up on him.
Oh, yeah, he was a little paranoid.
Skittish.
you're right, James. I don't think he was changed. Blair was changed when he smashed the helicopter things,
the
because he
comms equipment.
obviously the alien wants to assimilate and continue to assimilate to take over the planet, so it would have wanted to escape. So I'm with you. I don't think Blair was infected at the time he destroyed those things.
I believe one of the sequel comics actually does take place in like a suburban area with like a husband and wife, and the wife or the husband, I can't really remember. It's a little forgettable. The earlier sequels of the comic, like the first few comics that came out, they're quite interesting, but ultimately it's an action series. It's not the same vibe as this, not even close. And similar to the video game as well, that's an action set piece first and foremost, and it becomes
this
a
is it. It's
conspiratorial thing. Oh, darn. Phil Hoare tried to interview the comic author, but got no luck. That's a shame.
I mean, Niles is showing himself here because, we see him earlier and he's just like, life is cool, he's skating
Listening
around,
to
and
his
now
music,
he's
yeah.
like, I cut him loose.
Like,
Yeah.
I'm trying to get the fuck out of here.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's like, I found these. Yeah.
Well, yeah, like I said, I
So-
trust my wife and my friends. Given this scenario, I immediately turned on them.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter how
It
much
doesn't
you
matter.
think
Yeah.
you're going to trust these people.
Right.
When paranoia sinks into your brain, it changes you at a fundamental level.
Well,
Yeah.
so why do we think McCready's clothes are getting left everywhere then?
I think.
So the
cast-
thing is trying. So is it trying to set him up though?
I mean, that's one theory.
How do we know McCready's not
But another theory is
thing.
that he has been the thing the whole
the
time.
whole time? Hmm?
There's a question for Jeremy. Where did you get that hat?
I think I got it on Etsy. Honestly, either that or I got it at a convention. It may have been a convention actually. I go to a lot of horror movie conventions. I
What
think
are the
this may
best
have been
ones in the States that you go to.
Man, hands down, Horror Hound in Ohio, and they do a show in Indianapolis as well. It's great. Monster Mania is a great show. Texas Frightmare is a great show. There is a The Thing reunion that's
Yeah, I'm going to that.
that's in the flashback weekend
yeah.
one.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
For the
awesome.
Love of Horror in Manchester.
That's awesome.
wow.
Oh yeah, you guys are getting one too, right?
Yeah. I booked
Dude,
my
that's
hotel,
awesome.
booked my tickets. Yeah.
That's
We'll be in
awesome, man.
production then as
Yeah.
well. Hopefully.
Jeremy,
Beautiful.
where are you located?
Right outside of Washington D.C.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the outskirts of D.C. in Northern Virginia.
Okay, so not far from us.
Yeah.
No, not at all. That's why I said Permane
Yeah.
Brothers, man.
Yeah, right.
I come visit you guys all the time. Steel City Con,
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Monroeville. I'm a
Yeah,
huge Dawn of
that's
the
right
Dead
where
fan
we
as
grew
well.
up.
Well,
Yeah.
so the big
Great
hoopla
movie.
where they closed the convention center and
Yeah.
closed
Yeah.
down the hotel, and
But they
but now
announced at the
there's-
convention.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah. But the
Stoked
hotel
about
is
that.
still closed, so
Yeah, that
That
is a
sucks.
bummer.
yeah.
That sucks.
I just noticed something. First time I've noticed it.
Hit me.
Childs keeps his flamethrower up, but the other two behind him, Palmer included, immediately puts it down because it's more self-sufficient. Because Palmer's definitely
Yep.
infected at this point.
Yep.
Windows, he's shell-shocked. He's completely out of it right now. So he immediately becomes submissive and is like, "Yep, whatever you say, Mac." But Childs is there. He's holding it up still. He's got fight in him.
I like.
But again,
Childs.
Mac here.
Do the things cooperate? So if you've got
I was
multiple
wondering that.
thing forms, do they
No.
cooperate? That's a great question.
Wouldn't
I
they
don't
work
think they do.
together? Wouldn't they
I
want
don't
to
think
work
they do.
together? Aren't they a part of the same
Maybe not. Maybe they're opposing.
kind
I
of like in Stranger
believe-
Things when they all go out,
Yeah.
but then they are controlled by one mind.
I believe they're all self-sufficient, but yeah, like a hive mind. As
Hive
long
mind
as
mentality, yeah.
Hive mentality.
as long as one cell gets out, it doesn't matter if another dies. Like sacrifice
Right.
the many to make sure the one gets out alive. But I think of that because right here, when Mac discovers that they are their own unique things, the head
Yes.
just kind of walks away. He doesn't care what's
Yeah.
happening to the other body.
That's true. Very true.
yeah,
This is
I'd say
obviously one of the greatest scenes in horror film history.
yes. Yeah. I'd say probably back in the early 90s.
I'm a real
we used
light
to,
sleeper, child.
yeah. Remember there was a tattoo shop down in Pittsburgh, and they had this huge sculpture of
From
hi-
the thing.
of Norris's head with the tentacles. And I
Oh,
thought,
this moment.
that's where you want to go.
Iconic.
It is iconic.
Bang.
Just that
Feels
scene.
so bad for Copper.
Childs with the
Oh.
oh yeah.
I mean, could he have survived?
No.
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 No. He would bleed out.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. If you lose two
No.
limbs,
And wouldn't
Amazing.
well,
I mean, I was pulling for him.
yeah, me too.
And I love that they used an amputee
Yeah.
actor with
like
the
2
face mold
seconds.
for 2
Yeah.
seconds.
For two
If you pause the film at that moment and look at the face mold, it's so obvious that it's just a
Yeah.
face mold. It doesn't look real.
Love it.
But it doesn't need to because your attention
Yeah.
isn't there.
Oh,
Sure.
man.
So
Gruesome.
Oh,
When I was sitting in the cinema watching this, people were freaking out.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
yeah.
so creepy.
The pus pockets for me is what sells it.
Oh, yeah.
It's his
Oh,
like
that just looks
face,
so
like
real.
contorting like that.
Yeah.
Oh.
I mean, very
incredible
resourceful.
effects work. Incredible effects work.
The best, man. The best.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Yikes.
it's like wiggling away. So they don't see
Steve-
that at this point, or do they?
I think they're more taken aback by the fireball that's
Right.
just burning in the middle. Steve McNulty, yeah, just incredible practical effects. It never
Yeah.
gets old.
Phil Horst said Kurt Russell right now in the commentary is the greatest moment in any commentary. Wasn't he just hysterically laughing? Well, during the commentary of this, like, him and Carpenter had the best time ever doing the commentary for this movie.
Cute.
Windows.
Yeah, this is definitely
Yeah.
like
He
a
always
standout
looks like he just
special
woke
effects
from,
moment.
like
for
woke up from a
sure.
nap.
Which one?
Oh, he looks like a beaten
Windows.
dog.
The sound.
Okay, that was surreal. Lizard Man in our Discord chat just posted the GIF of the spider-head creature doing the thing, as it was the exact same moment on my other screen.
Jeez.
Get out of my head, Lizard Man. You gotta be fucking kidding.
And that
That's
was
such a
Palmer
great
that
one.
said that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but at this point, he's infected.
Shocked at.
Oh, this is such a good.
His own work.
I love this sequence.
I know. This makes me sad.
It does. It does. I actually put on
Yeah.
the socials as well. What if this gunshot didn't happen? How would the movie
Yeah.
be different?
Yeah.
Right?
And I'll ask
That's
you guys that
interesting.
question. What do you think would be different if Clark was with us the whole way through?
I think he still would have went down.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah, I do. I
Yeah,
think it
be-
still would have been Childs and, well, spoiler alert. I think it still would have led to the same two in the end.
Do you?
Yeah, I do.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Michael, you're
because they're the
absolutely right.
most dominant.
Huh?
In
Yeah.
my mind, from my perspective, they're the most dominant.
Yeah.
Like, Childs is an equal. And so I feel
They-
like it was always.
Wow.
Yeah,
Hands
but
down.
like Clark's like he
Oh,
gave it the
Clark.
old college go there, you know.
I mean, he, like, didn't mean to. McCready. It was like a.
I know.
It's like a
Self-defense.
really gut reaction.
Arguably self-defense,
Yeah.
Sure.
because the guy was about to attack him.
Yeah.
I mean, do you think he felt bad about that?
But maybe Clark was onto something.
But
Maybe
That's what
McCready-
paranoia does to you, though, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know, you act quickly before you have time to really think
it
your
through.
actions out. Yeah.
I'm gonna skim to that part in the book and see what it says in Mac's frame of mind. If it
Yeah.
speaks from Mac's frame of mind there.
I wouldn't pick Windows as my wingman.
No.
Yeah. Well, he
Yeah.
didn't.
I mean,
Well,
He freezes.
he did. Yeah. He freezes up. Who would
they
you
can
pick,
see the
though?
thing
As
if
your
they were
wingman?
wearing They Live glasses.
That's funny.
That's great.
My wingman, I'd probably pick Childs.
I'd pick
I mean,
Childs.
if I was McCready, is that what you're saying?
Well, yeah. Well, they're saying they wouldn't have picked Windows.
Oh heck no.
I'd pick Gary.
But
Seems
maybe
like
he
a right lad.
maybe he picked
Gary.
Windows because he thought he could take Windows.
Ooh.
Oh yeah, he's a broken house dog at this point. Look at him. He's,
He's the least
the poor
threatening
guy
at this
does
point.
whatever. Yeah. Why the thumb? Why would you pick one of
The
the most
thumb.
useful parts of your body?
Right?
Well, and it's
pinky
paced.
finger.
It's paced so perfectly. Like they make you wait so long before they like start doing
Yeah.
the tests.
Before-
So
Yeah.
keep an
Yeah.
eye on Mac's hand because they use the puppet hand like a lot before it's obviously gonna. Oh my god! Right,
He
on the
really
tip as
went
well.
in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he like really went in. And he looks so
He's like,
uncomfortable.
that really bothered me.
I like the way
Ugh.
Windows plays it though, because Windows seems like he doesn't know if he's one or not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
So yeah, this
It's like
Yeah,
built
cleaning
on
cleaning the
anticipation.
scalpel on the jeans. I'm with you, man. Every time I watch it, I'm like,
Oh, I
Yeah,
know.
what?
so gross.
Yikes.
So gross.
And then just on to the next. Do you think he already knows he's in trouble there?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, because when they go to test, he makes a face at one point like, oh.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm
It's
outed.
like, well, shit.
Oh, there's no
He's
window.
like, oh, what a relief.
That sound cuts through me like a
Mm.
dentist
Yeah.
drill.
Yeah.
Every time I'm like,
Nails on a chalkboard.
mm-hmm.
I'm with you, Phil. The 80s, everything was gross back then, and I still love it because of that.
Just like the
Well, they-
blob.
That's why they called them the video nasties, right?
Yeah.
For you UK guys.
Oh yeah, when they
Idiot
got banned.
nasties. So they all think he's full of shit.
Well, yeah.
Fuck, oh, shit.
Wouldn't you, though?
I mean, I'd be like, how did you come up with that? Yikes.
Oh.
He's
I'll
got
show
his
you
eyes
what
open
I
as well.
already know. Okay, is it here where you see the hand? No, that's still Kurt's hand. But there's several shots where it's clearly the puppet hand because of what happens.
Right.
But they show it like so many times before you see the gag, which is great
Oh,
because
that looks like a
it
puppet
makes
hand.
you.
It does look like a puppet.
Yeah, that's the puppet hand. So you think, okay, the gag's coming. Visually, you're like, the gag's going to be here, but it's not. And so when the gag does come, it gets you. It gives you a nice,
scares ya.
good jump scare.
I jump every
A
time.
murderer.
Yes.
Here we
Yeah,
go.
yeah.
This is, I love this.
right there.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. There it is. God, the hand looks so fake when you stare at it, doesn't
Yeah.
it?
Yeah, I'm not.
Ooh.
Oh, here we go.
Yeah.
When he starts like wiggling, yeah.
Oh no.
Windows is like, I'm out.
I know.
I am out.
Oh,
man.
Imagine being tied right next to him.
No.
Oh my god.
That's why his line is so iconic.
Oh dear.
Ah.
Poor Gary.
Yikes.
Oh. I love the way he can levitate up. They didn't really explain that either.
Poor Windows.
Oh, see you later, window.
buddy. I
This is
mean,
the worst way to go.
that would be how I would go
know.
out. I would just be like, at what point do you just kind
He's
of
just like
throw your
dangling off
hands
the
up?
floor in his bell-bottom jeans.
Oh, I know. It's like,
Do you reckon this scene was the inspiration for Brain Dead at the end of that movie?
Oh,
Where it,
wow.
Very
like-
possible.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yikes.
Looks like a
Oh no,
Okay.
just
not the
like-
dad
and
from
then-
Flight of the Navigator. Mortal Rimmers.
Oh no.
Oh, the noises.
Mm-hmm.
Looks like a Venus
Looks- I was-
flytrap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, you guys are in control of the jukebox at Outpost 31. What songs are you putting in there? Go. Superstition, of course.
Tim Capello. I need some
Tim-
sax.
Oh, yeah.
Nothing but Tim Capello.
I still believe.
Look, I just found like he did a song with John Carpenter and
Yes!
it's like a
Gunship.
It's really good. Yes, it's
Yeah,
really
it's
good.
amazing.
Yeah.
I'd put that on there.
Oh, what's in the jukebox?
There's so many options.
I don't know.
Gunship were
Yikes.
nearly part of the Church of Darkness.
Oh,
Really?
They're so great.
Yeah, they're cool.
Look at how paper thin that wall is. Ridiculous.
Oh yeah.
Ridiculous.
Poor
Oh,
Windows.
bye bye, buddy.
Bye-bye.
Someone said Black Sabbath.
There you go.
Paranoid by Black Sabbath. I love it. Oh, Summer in the
That's
City.
Oh, jeez.
Nothing but Queen.
Come on, baby, light my fire.
Oh, there you go.
All of the songs are going to be puns then, are they?
Yeah.
Why not? Those are the best.
Lighten the mood a little bit.
Blame it on the rain.
Fire by the Prodigy.
Ice, ice, baby.
Okay. You'd be banned with that one.
I love how he's
Okay,
got
wait.
like a bandolier of
Oh, they-
TNT
Song by
on him as
Snow.
well.
A song by Snow. Do you remember Snow?
Yes.
Yeah.
I do.
Yeah.
Oh, there's the brows.
Another One Bites the Dust. In the Air Tonight by Phil Collins. Thriller.
Yes.
Who Can It Be Now, Men at Work?
That's a good one. Informer. There's some
Informer.
snow. Yep.
I wear my sunglasses at night. Homage to Windows.
Rest in peace, Windows.
I love Gary's face in this scene.
Yeah.
He's so over this shit.
Mm-hmm.
That was delivered so perfectly.
In his
Absolute
khakis.
perfection.
So good.
Apparently, the whole crew just burst out laughing when he gave that line initially, and I don't blame them.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
It's so great.
So is this the scene that everyone's talking about? The
The
jackets.
The fan.
Oh yeah, keep an eye on Child's jacket.
Mm-hmm.
I told Robin to keep an eye on Child's jacket when he went to go see it, and I don't think he did.
It I can't tell.
Look at it; it's blue with that nice
Yeah.
fuzz on the top there. Let's wait till the end, shall we?
Is the fuzz missing?
Yeah, I think the whole jacket's different, if I
I
remember correctly.
also read something that the jackets were lined up differently later on. But to me, that's couldn't that have been a continuity error?
Easily.
That
And-
makes it kind of fun, though, I guess.
I feel like John Carpenter might have just gone, it's a continuity error. What's wrong with you? Like,
Right, and now
in
he's like,
interviews, but-
yes.
Yeah. But was it?
Well, that's the thing.
Perhaps.
Now he's saying, "Give me $1 million and I'll tell you." Like,
Right, yeah. Fair enough.
Do you want to build a snowman?
Thanks.
I'd go crazy and break the jukebox if I kept playing that.
Yeah.
I can't believe the film's almost over. I genuinely
Right?
can't believe we're in the last few minutes of this movie.
I know.
It goes
still
so
glued
quickly.
to it.
The pacing is so great.
It's so good.
I
Just-
do love his line when he says, "You've been busy down here."
It
There's
doesn't
not-
matter how many times I've seen this. I'm even doing this live commentary track that we're doing.
Yeah.
I'm so mesmerized
Same.
by this
Yeah.
film.
There's
Yeah.
nothing boring about this film at
No.
all.
Like I love these
How did
characters
he
too. Like
create all
every
of
single
this?
one of them. Yeah.
In
Right.
like a day or half a day.
Right.
And
Right?
and get all the bits together and get it. Like, how did he
Right.
even get
See?
the stuff in there?
And-
Intelligent
That's what
alien.
everyone's saying.
Is he
But
d-
when
is
he's
it-
destroying...
Well, he dug out, right?
But if this was Brimley,
Yeah.
Yeah.
he was destroying the plane at one point and taking the pieces. Was he not?
I think he was just destroying it.
Sabotaging.
He destroyed it. Yeah.
But
Couldn't he
he's
have been taking the pieces? What did he build that thing with?
with pieces of the helicopter. Yeah.
Yeah.
I
And the
have a new theory.
tractors and other things as
Yeah.
well. Yeah.
Yeah.
See, so maybe he was turned a long time ago.
That is the debate.
He's an alien, so I just feel like he's very intelligent, and he doesn't need as much time as what we would need to concoct a ship.
So I mean,
That's true.
yeah. Here is a question though. Would the alien only have the intelligence of the person he assimilates into, or would he have more intelligence?
I would say more intelligence.
More.
I believe it's like an anti host kind of situation where the intelligence is just combined. Here's my theory, my Dom's fan theory, if you will. Every time someone gets infected, they add to the ship, and they've been building it since the beginning.
Oh.
I like
they
that
all
theory.
know to add to the ship.
Interesting.
That's kind of cool.
That's why we didn't see Palmer in the that one
Busy
scene.
building some stuff and being like,
He was-
"It's quiet up
yeah.
there. I should probably get back up and make myself be seen."
Smoke another joint.
Yep.
Maybe
Pass
that's
it
why
along.
he didn't try to get out too hard when in that creepy scene with the noose. Maybe he was just like, yeah, leave me in here, kind of. He wasn't trying too hard.
Phil Hall has said, "I do believe there is a thing that went missing that everyone has forgotten about."
Yeah, in the dog kennel, he went up through the ceiling.
Ah,
He never came back?
Never came back. No.
Yikes.
Oh, he's been building.
Oh.
That's a good call.
Oh. That's cool.
Look at those eyebrows, man.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Look,
man, they should
I
get
see.
credited just as much as the hat.
A character.
Gary's eyebrows, played by.
So a lot of this stuff was
They
filmed
are.
on sound stages that they
Yeah.
made it
That they
so
kept
frigidly cold.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
I
then
could
they
put my
said,
hoodie on watching it.
yeah, exactly. You can feel it, man, right?
Mhm.
Oof.
And then they would go outside of the studio, and it was LA, and it was like 100 degrees outside.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Boom.
Are you going to Horror Hound this year?
Me? I'm going September, I believe. Not this March, but I think I'm gonna hit the September show for sure.
I heard the indie one's really good.
They're really great, and they're run by really, really great people.
That's
Shout out to
awesome.
Horror Hound and Horror Hound Magazine.
Nice.
They're great.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Phil Hoare once again here with the amazing factoids. They asked Mike Plug if it's a piece of T-Rex in the final Blair thing. Him saying that the thing has been to Earth before
Mm.
and it's absorbed some alien DNA. Well, not alien
That's-
DNA, T-Rex DNA.
Well, that's what I like about the mystique of the thing is that apparently it's traveled from world to world to world, assimilating and taking over different worlds and absorbing, absorbing these different creatures. So I think that's really rad.
What if it's like a really pleasant creature and it's trying just to share like omnipotent like peace?
It
Let's
just
be
it
together.
just wants to hang with the guys.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
when
he said it's a great idea, but no, he never thought of that.
So when Windows says he can't get in contact with anybody on the continent, do we think that the alien took over other
Everywhere.
things besides the Norwegian camp?
Probably.
Right,
Yeah.
like this is the last bastion of humanity. Ooh,
Yikes.
Yeah, I think that's why they were trying to
Stop
get the
it.
spaceship going because they got to get out of there.
Yeah. Oh yeah, they've conquered everybody that's there.
Right.
Interesting.
that's the thing. Hell if I know. What if they did absorb pretty much every sentient life, and
Yeah.
the asteroid that took out the dinosaurs was just the thing?
Oh.
I would have loved to have seen that explored of what happens after this, and they were in pre-production and actively working on a sci-fi channel television series, The Return of the Thing, and it would have explored what would have happened, you know, in real time after the events of this when the thing makes it to the mainland.
Oh.
It would have been really, really cool. Like I said, it was called Return of the Thing.
That
There's-
would
there's
be
even-
great.
Maybe it would have ended up like Walking Dead or something.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Probably,
There's some artwork that's out there for it that Sci-Fi Channel had created. They were promoting it because they were in production on it, and then they shut it down. And
Maybe
then we
the
got the prequel.
faculty is just a continuation.
Do you think?
Yeah,
Yeah, it just
faculty.
goes to high schools and starts assimilating them there. A little more low key.
Got a lot of people in the comments talking about what sequels might be, like The Faculty. This is a prequel to The Faculty, for example,
Yeah.
stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
love it.
There is, like I said, I've been talking about the comics a lot. There is sequel comics out there. They're hit and
Yeah.
miss. The video game is another sequel.
Yeah.
Lots of cool things.
I
Yeah,
think
you find
Carpenter.
out a lot in the video game, I think.
Yeah, I think Carpenter endorses the video
The
game
video
as a
game.
proper
Oh, really?
canon for this. Yeah.
Okay,
Oh,
interesting.
nice.
He definitely did. I don't know if he still does, but he
Yeah,
definitely
yeah.
did when the game
I
was
remember.
made.
Yeah. Yeah,
I really
James
enjoyed it when
Hellier
I played
said the script to Return of the Thing is online, so that's cool.
it. Ooh.
Oh, nice.
Saturated in Blu-ray. The thing goes to the zoo. You make it sound like it's a children's like pop-up book. The
Well, have
thing
you
gets a
seen the
big red
Pingu?
ball.
The Pingu version of the
Oh,
thing.
Thingu, yeah.
Pingu, yeah.
So do you think that they believe they have a fighting chance here?
Again, I'm going to take it back to Mac. At the beginning, when he gets cheated, he destroys it.
Yeah.
He
Yeah.
flips the table, he breaks the board.
Yeah.
I think that's Mac's current mindset.
Uh-huh.
I think the others believe
Oh,
in
this is
Mac
such a good
because he's
pick.
confident.
Yeah.
Dom, I gotta tell you, I've never
Yikes.
I've never thought about that and put those two things together, and I
Yeah.
love that, dude. That's brilliant.
That
Absolutely
is.
Yeah.
brilliant.
when he knows there's no way of winning, he breaks
He'll
the
just-
board.
Right.
I
No one
love
wins
that
if he
so
That's a
doesn't win.
much.
really good. Yeah, that's a
Interesting.
good point.
Yeah.
That just like affirmed what I think happens at the end. Then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, brutal.
Poor Gary.
Oh.
Bye-bye.
That
Bye
to
Gary
Gary's
didn't
brows.
deserve that. Rest in peace to Gary's eyebrows. He
R.I.P.
didn't deserve that.
Gerber. Yeah.
Dragged him by his face. No, the eyebrows got away. They
They
skipped
did.
off
They
before-
scurried off. They became the worm in Labyrinth.
Yeah.
They saw the writing on the wall. They're too smart for this. Just like the sombrero. Actually, where is the sombrero?
Where is
Yeah.
that? That
Yeah.
is protected at all costs.
The sombrero's the
Nulls.
thing.
It's
Poor
in the
Nulls.
spaceship.
Oh no, there it is.
I know.
So do we know? I thought, like, does the video game say what happens to him? Something explains what happens to Knowles.
It's like off screen. He doesn't make it.
No. Yeah. Well,
I
It's
genuinely
there's a
can't
storyboard. Yeah, there's a storyboard of.
Oh, okay.
It's storyboard. In fact, actually, I think that it's on YouTube where someone took all of the storyboards and put them together to show what happened to Knowles.
yeah.
So that's out there. And I just can't recall
Cool.
exactly how he got taken, but it's out there.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah. I don't like that we don't see what happens to him, but I get it.
Yeah.
It does
Yeah.
add to the.
Oh god,
Well,
Sharon
after
just
what you
in
just
the
By the way,
told
if
Gary, it's not
anyone's
good.
watching this and can take a screen grab of the YouTube feed and tweet about it, tell us what you think about the watch party. Please do. You know, it's at Thing Expanded. So if you want to tag us on Facebook or Instagram and Twitter, we'll share that on our feeds.
Andrew Gowan has just made a great connection to make a multiverse of the Thing complete. The sombrero gets infected by the Thing and becomes the sorting hat for Hogwarts in the Harry Potter
Nicely
franchise.
done. Nicely done.
Continuing to infect all the kiddies.
There you go.
Ooh.
Yikes.
Oh,
Just the wet sounds. Ugh.
where's the Brimley reactions? Oh,
Oh.
the puppetry
So
here is
good.
just beautiful.
Oh, great. Look at that somersault.
Oh
I
yeah,
love that
Well,
little
there's
addition.
the hat. The hat was on the
The
back.
hat was on the back?
Yep.
The hat made it.
There it is.
I love it. I love it.
So good.
Bye-bye.
That little barrel roll was very impressive. Do you think that was
Yeah.
actually Kurt
Yeah.
Russell?
Was it Kurt?
I don't know.
Apparently, we just heard the monster squeal as it got blew up. Apparently, that
Yeah.
wasn't in there initially, and that was like added in post because, well, of course, it's added in post, but it was added after screen audiences said the film's too sad. And
Oh.
Carpenter, I can imagine, is there going, "That's the point."
Yeah.
I love this ending.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's one of the great endings. In
really
fact,
is.
a lot of people these days are saying we need some like depressing sci-fi to come
Yeah,
back.
we do.
I'm with that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm with
I
it.
agree.
Do you know what I think we need? The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy to come back, because that's depressing
wow.
and uplifting at the same time.
Yeah, a little bit
you
of both. I like that.
Gosh, I remember reading that book.
Beautiful book. Watch the TV show if you haven't. That's great.
Okay, I'll check it out. So he's had some time to go get himself a blanket and a drink.
Let's look at
Alright.
Charles' jacket, shall
Let's
we?
look at it.
I still see fur.
Yep. Is it blue still?
I
I know it's
can't
covered by
tell.
snow.
Well, ice or something.
I think he did see Blair.
I think he
I
did
think
too.
Blair got him.
See, James Hillier said you can see McCready's breath, so he's human. I said, I love
You
that.
can see Childs though. I thought.
That this is a
Yeah,
this is a debate about the breath. I think it's all incidental, but I love that this is a fan theory. And maybe Carpenter did intentionally put that in. So that's brilliant that we're here
Yeah.
discussing that.
Yeah. And I don't know what color his jacket
His
is. I
jacket
can't
looks kind of cream colored. Like the one Blair
Could be
was
snow.
wearing earlier.
tell. It looks. That's still
Does
dark.
not look blue.
It looks
And
black
that's
almost.
James Hellier put up another great fan theory is it whiskey or a Molotov cocktail that he offers Childs to drink because the alien wouldn't know what it tastes like.
Right.
So that's all. That's
Oh.
been a huge fan debate for years
Yeah.
as well.
Well, when you were talking about the computer, that solidified that for me. I think he gave him
Well, according to
cocktail.
the
gasoline. Yeah.
according to the computer game, Charles's body is discovered in the computer game, and then McCready makes a cameo at the end.
So here's why the prequel from 2011 ruins this ending.
Oh no.
Child still has his earring in.
Yeah, I saw it glinting.
Oh, he has his earring in?
Yeah, you see it in an earlier scene just now, like it
Oh,
glints in the
damn, I
light.
never caught that.
You could argue that he put the earring in. You could argue that.
Are you saying
make
that-
it?
Are you saying that
Right.
you think that he is infected?
Well, he couldn't be if he
Not.
had the earring.
Well,
earring
it's the
on.
mystery, isn't it? Is he?
Sure,
is
sure,
he
sure,
not?
sure.
But the implication from the prequel 2011 movie is that he's definitely not because he still has his earring
Has
in.
the earring. Oh man, I thought I was so sure, and now you just tripped me
And
back up.
And that was John
The joy of
Carpenter's
the thing.
The Thing.
It was just as good the 552nd time as it was the first time.
It's so good.
I just
Never
want to thank
disappoints.
everyone for being here. I want to thank our fantastic guests for joining us. It's been a real thrill. It's been so lovely just listening to you talk about it. This has been one of the most enjoyable watch parties I've ever watched and been part of. So thank you.
Oh yeah, we had a
Yeah.
great time.
I've
Thanks
written
for
a
having
page
us.
of notes of ideas of things that we're going to,
Perfect, man.
so this has been a really cool thing to do. And Dom, thank you so much for hosting, and Andrew behind the scenes as well for setting this up. But yeah, that was. I mean, I've got some amazing projects coming up and coming out at the moment with Creative EC, but I'm absolutely loving the journey on The Thing Expanded. We actually just put up our logo on our socials in the last day or so.
You'd think making a logo is easy, but it takes so much time.
Yeah, it does.
But if you aren't following at Thing Expanded, please be part of this journey. We're months away from pre-sale. My timeline is we want to do a pre-sale campaign probably in July, and in the next couple of months we want to come to all of our followers with a synopsis of this project, so you can critique it before we go into fundraising. And one of the things I would say is if you sign up to the survey, we want to hear from you. We want to hear about what you would like to see. That's really informing. Andrew's asked a question for the doc. Will you be doing anything with the publicity up to release, including the preview screenings? I don't know.
Real early days at the
Yes,
moment.
we're not. Like part of the process we go through is making sure there's enough people that love this film that want to be part of it. But the signals we're getting so far are really positive, and we've still got a few months before we start doing fundraising. So sign up early and see how these projects develop. So thank you so much, everybody. I'm looking forward to people watching this watch party of the movie who couldn't be live.
Yeah.
Very, very exciting.
Yeah.
Speaking
Thanks for
of,
having us.
Watching, well, thank you for being here, everybody. Uncle Bob's Magic Cabinet, where can people find you two?
You can find us at UBMC Pod on all of the socials, and we post new episodes every Monday and Thursday anywhere you find podcasts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Brilliant. And Jeremy from Epic Film Guys, where can people find
Yeah.
you?
Well, thank you guys for having me. It's been an absolute blast. You can find us at Epic Film Guys on every social media platform at Epic Film Guys. You can also find us at epicfilmguys.com and anywhere podcasts are available. We are everywhere.
I also want to
Brilliant.
thank Phil Hoare, who's been brilliant in commentary on YouTube. And Phil, we're definitely going to have to do this with you in the future, definitely. But he's asked a really good question. What do you call fans of The Thing? Are we collectively known as Thingites, or as I prefer, Thingamajigs?
I like
I like a
thingamajigs.
thingamajig.
I like
Yeah,
a thingamajig.
I'm with that. Yeah.
Yeah, team
I
thingamajig
love
for
it.
sure.
So,
I've always
so-
called us the assimilated, but
so-
Oh, I like that. I like that
yeah,
too.
the assimilated. Yeah, with the
Thingies.
assimilated. That's
Like
a good
that.
one. Dom, so I'll leave it with you. Thanks so much for joining us, everyone. It's such a pleasure, and yeah, I couldn't think of anyone better to share this viewing experience with. Very grateful.
Yeah.
absolutely.
you,
But
guys.
before we go, Andrew and I will be back next week, and next week we are going to be watching Dead Calm. For those who haven't seen it, like myself, I've not seen it. It's
Nicole
apparently
Kidman.
great. Nicole Kidman. Yep,
Right.
I'm looking forward to it. So same
Hey.
bat time, same bat channel next week. We'll be watching Dead Calm. So just myself and Andrew this time. We're not bringing everyone back unless you want to come back.
Yeah.
We'll
come back
definitely have them
anytime.
back. in the
Anytime.
future.
Yeah,
Thank you
for
so much
sure.
for having us.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
Until then, everyone, see you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.